Tampa Bay Bandits leading their division against the Michigan Panthers. And hello, everyone. I'm Jim Simpson along with Paul. We bring this up only because so many people have talked about it since a week ago tonight. Birmingham had a touchdown, or did they? It was taken away. A controversial call. People are talking about it. People are asking about it. So let's go back 1 week in time to show you what happened. This is how we called it. Birmingham had the ball in the last minute. Remember, Norwood is an outstanding field goal kicker if they can get within range in this last 57 seconds. Lane has time, goes down the sideline. Look out, the ball is broken up on a side play by Logan, and they say he's got it.
Wait a minute, he threw the ball away. They didn't throw the ball.
And Mason throws on it. And the whistle blown, touchdown! Logan threw it away in the end zone, and Mason picks it up! What a boulder! What a boulder!
Jim, you're absolutely right. A week later, the controversy still remains. Was it or was it not a touchdown? Now, the rule reads, momentum carrying you into the end zone after an interception. No matter what happens, if you lose the ball, you fumble it. If it's knocked out of your hand, whatever, the ball is dead automatically comes out to the point where you intercepted the ball. Now, Fred Logan, number 24, intercepts the ball. He rolls 2.5 times into the end zone. The question is it momentum that carried him in? If so, then the ball should have been brought back to the 4-yard line where he lands. Take a look at 24, Logan. Here's Logan on the interception. Lands at the 4, rolls over once, rolls over twice, then into the end zone. How much momentum do you need? Gets up, goes across the end zone, and Frederick, number 82, knocks the ball out of his hand. Birmingham thought they had a touchdown. The official come back and said momentum, and it should have been at the 4. There's still controversy.
And we're still talking about it, and now you have seen what happened. And later on, by the way, for your information, Jim Stanley, the coach of Michigan, said after looking at the films, they took a touchdown away from Birmingham. But Jim Stanley, that's in the past. Jim Stanley, coach of Michigan, has got problems tonight.
He's got a twofold problem. First, offensively, what Tampa Bay they're going to do on defense, they're going to adjust the linemen, stunt the linemen, to take away from Penny and McGriff and Dornbrook, take away the power of Michigan's offensive line. Now, offensively or defensively, what they're going to do, they're going to have to face Tampa Bay's speed-up offense. They're going to come to the line and run maybe 3 or 4 plays in a row so that the defense cannot get set and bring people in, say, on 3rd and 8 for the nickel defense. They're going to have to play a straight defense.
Now, in the standings, Tampa Bay 9-3. Michigan losers in overtime, and that game to Birmingham last week 7-5, so 2 games back, and Michigan is in a must-win situation. Tampa Bay, of course, would rather just go ahead and keep on winning and wrap this thing up. They saw what happened to Philadelphia yesterday. They only had to defeat the underdog Boston to win their Atlantic division, but Boston came back in the closing moment. There is Jim Stanley, and as he said, he has got his work cut out for him, not only tonight, but then their next game they get Philadelphia. So a loss along the way can be terribly damaging to the hopes of making it as a wild card. But like every other team in the Central Division, Paul McGuire, each team can win its way into the playoffs by continuing to win. The man who is deep there for Michigan is number 86, and that is Lonnell Thie.
Well, you're absolutely right. The destiny, it's in the hands of all the teams. Tampa Bay, Chicago, Birmingham, and Michigan. Birmingham especially, they played Tampa Bay twice. Both Michigan and Birmingham, they have very, very tough schedules. But again, Tampa Bay, they control their own destiny. They're not looking to any other team to help them.
There's Andrew Sisson, 12-year veteran out of UCLA. He will kick off. And this Memorial Day first game of a doubleheader with Arizona-Chicago to follow is underway. Lonnell Thie at the 4. To the 20. Oh, my, and flag goes down. They had him by the face mask. That seems to be the obvious call. Ron Rutherford, number 57, a linebacker, apparently grabbed Thie by the face mask. And that'll add some yardage onto it. Bobby Hebert, the quarterback, John Williams, and Ken Lacey will be the running backs.
It's either Relaford or Kurowski. I think you're right, Jim. It is Relaford, number 57, and he just grabbed Lonnell Thie by the face mask, and they're going to penalize him. It's only a 5-yard penalty.
First down.
The referee making the call there was Bill Parkinson. The umpire tonight is Ted Colano. Jeff Bergman is the head linesman. Line judge Woody Spencer. Mike Looney is the back judge, and the field judge is Weldon Waits. Anthony Carter, number 1, comes wide to the right. Derek Holloway with 7 touchdown catches wide to the left. First down from the 30. And there's John Williams getting about a yard or 2. Williams has 9 touchdown runs, including 2 in the fourth quarter against Birmingham last week. Ramey, Nordgren, Carter all in on the tackle. There's Bobby Hebert, 13 of 20 last week against Birmingham, 198 yards and 1 touchdown. And he is reading the play to call off that bandage or piece of plastic wrapped around his wrist. Second down and 9. Carter and Holloway both to the left this time. That's Carter motion. And the blitz is picked up. Hebert fires it out. It's his tight end Mike Cobb. Cobb gets out near the 35-yard line, where he is stopped there by Paul Purowski, number 53. Cobb has just made his 40th catch of the year. He leads the Michigan Panthers.
Well, we're seeing right away that Tampa Bay, what they're going to do when they have 2 wide receivers to one side and a tight end all alone on the other side, and they're doing the short routes. Tampa Bay is going to try to pick up the tight end, at least the first part of the game, with the linebacker.
Third down, 5 to go. Opening minute and a half of play. Hebert, play action pass, throws it back across the way. Here's tight end against Cobb. He's got the first down and more out to midfield. Dragged down from behind by Alonzo Johnson. Cobb now has catches number 40 and 41.
The trick plays have already started. This is screened back away from the flow to the tight end, Cobb, number 89. Hebert is going to come out on a looks like a sweep, and you see the tight end, what he does, he gets locked up in the middle. Now he's got 3 blockers out in front of him. He had greater speed. He might have been able to make it downfield. Fred Nordgren, number 68, is the man who made the tackle.
From the 49-yard line. Holloway right, Carter left. They haven't thrown to a wide receiver yet. Holloway was only thrown to once last week, as far as I recall. Hebert now is going to try to justify that. Hits Holloway, who got the first down at the 40-yard line. Hanging on for dear life is Paul Purowski and Ron Rutherford. Holloway has not had too many catches this year, but they've certainly paid off with 7 touchdowns.
And a 22.6-yard average per catch. Holloway adjusted his route very well that time. I don't think the pass was intended for Holloway right off the bat, but he did come back to the ball, picked up the first down.
We expect to see a lot of offense tonight. After all, Tampa Bay is number 1 in the league, and Michigan is number 3 in the league. So look for some points and ball movement. First down from the 40, and Lacey carries the ball for the first time. Ken has had a remarkable last 2 games at 106 yards against Birmingham, and the week before that had about 156 yards against the Generals. Second down, make it 7 to go. Call the ball at the 37.
Until Herschel Walker. Let's take a look at Bradloff, the center, number 55. Now he's going to come out on Rutherford, number 57, the inside linebacker. He makes an excellent block. All he has to do is contain him so Lacey can get the outside. What I was going to say about Lacey until Herschel went crazy yesterday, he was averaging 5.2 yards a carry, the best in the USFL.
Herschel went 83 yards on the first play from scrimmage yesterday. Here's Hebert on second down 7. Dumps it out there, and a diving try by number 28, Ken Lacey, out of the backfield, and he could not get to it. Looks like the ball was catchable while it was on the way. Lacey couldn't get to it at third down.
You look at Hebert, you see him, and Bobby knew that he had Lacey wide open. He was one-on-one on the linebacker, Rutherford, number 57. No way he could keep up with it. And all he had to do was just lay the ball out and run into it. All right, Tom Thornbrook, number 63, comes out. Geddeker, number 45, is the linebacker.
Whoops.
Take a look at the head.
Whoops.
You see some holding, Jim?
I thought I did. Third down, and now they have McLean replacing Carter. Nope, McLean's the third wide receiver in there. Carter comes up to the right, starting out from the tailback spot on an eye. And they're looking for Carter, and it's going to be picked off. Flags go down as Geddeker makes the interception and gets back across the 30-yard line. That'll be first down for Tampa Bay, the number 1 team in the league. So Hebert missed the wide-open Lacey for a touchdown and then throws an interception to Mike Geddeker. Turnover time. 11:02 to go. And we'll come back in just a moment to the Silverdome where there's no score. Our game brought to you by Pontiac. Test drive a new Pontiac at your Pontiac dealer, because at Pontiac we build excitement. Reeves went down. He's available to play, but still on the injured reserve list. And Jimmy Jordan is back as the number 2 quarterback. But Kelly's done quite a job these last 2 weeks. Tampa Bay 9-3-0, number 1 in the USFL on offense. And they're going to go right away to the young man Anderson, the number 1 draft choice of San Diego, signed with Tampa Bay. And you can see why everybody wants him. He's tracked down by David Greenwood. But he goes from the 32 to the 50-yard line, an 18-yard pickup for Gary Anderson out of Arkansas.
Moves like I haven't seen in a long, long time. He makes a fool out of it. Now, the blocking up front is excellent. Here comes Anderson. But watch the move he makes right here. That's one. And then he makes another move to get back to the outside to pick up 6 more yards.
First down from midfield, no score. First 4 minutes and 7 seconds of the game. Fake to Anderson this time. Kelly with time. Throws Anderson out of the backfield. There's another 8 yards. Down to the 42-yard line. Greenwood again makes the tackle. They've got a matchup going.
And as I said at the beginning, they're running that hurry-up offense, and it doesn't give Michigan a chance to change up on defense.
And Eric Pavilion, who we understood would not play at wide receiver tonight, is in there. Number 84, wide to the right. Bugs is wide to the left. Second down, 3 to go. They're looking for Pavilion. They've got Pavilion, and he's got the first down. Inside the 35-yard line goes Pavilion with Andy Canavino, number 62, and Bolden 52 hanging on. Another first down, and Tampa Bay is moving the football.
It's tough defensively because you're not getting your signals in time. You've got to make the adjustments. Tampa Bay's going with just 2 wide receivers, and they're splitting out the tight end.
Ball on the 33-yard line. Anderson has the ball, a little delay, runs up the middle, look out. That's down with a saving tackle by guess who? David Greenwood, number 31 again. You know, the first and only time, I shouldn't say the first time, but I ever saw their hurry-up offense, Bud Wilkinson of Oklahoma pulled it on Army up at Yankee Stadium and ran for a score with it and upset Army when Oklahoma did not have that good a team.
It's frightening when they come out because they're calling the signals at the line of scrimmage. They're calling the plays from there, and that's easy to do.
All at the 15-yard line. Michigan drove, Gettiker intercepted. Tampa Bay has come back in a flurry. Kelly lost the football. It's going to be recovered by Michigan. Turnover up deep. And that is Kyle Borland. Kelly drops the football, and Borland picks it up.
Kelly just pumped it like he was going to throw the ball. It was a forward action, but the ball comes out of his hand. Take a look here. This is a judgment call by the official. He's looking at Kelly. He fakes the ball. He's trying to pull the ball inside. Great call by the official because it could have been called an attempted forward pass. But they knew that he was trying to pull the ball into his gut. Borland picks it up, and they have the ball.
That's the 24-yard line. Each team has moved the ball. Each team has been stopped by its own mistake. From the 24, Bobby Hebert sends Carter to the right and Holloway to the left. 9:09 to go, first quarter. Hebert, the fake to Lacey. Hebert gets it out and has his man. That is Holloway. Out near first down territory. And moving the ball back across the 35-yard line, that is the first down. Warren Hanna made the tackle.
I like this offense because you remember the last series of downs, Hebert threw an interception to Gettiker. Comes right back on the first play and throws the ball again. That's confidence in your quarterback. What I would do now to keep some of those linebackers playing a little safer is to run another screen or two or a draw play to keep the linebackers because they're flying out and they're getting extremely deep.
On the 36. Hebert, that's Lacey. Lacey, more yardage, another first down across midfield. Can Lacey keeps it up? Alonzo Johnson, number 58, makes the tackle.
It's amazing when you see another team. Gary Anderson's running well. Now Lacey comes back and he's doing it for the crowd. Lacey makes a good move back to the inside, getting excellent blocking.
We keep talking about, as you see Lacey there, the importance of this game to Michigan and to division leader Tampa Bay. Remember, coming up is Chicago in second place in this division. They play Arizona, and you'll see that game following this game live here on ESPN from the 49-yard line of Tampa Bay. It's been all offense. Hebert one punt. Now puts it deep for Anthony Carter. A foot race. Carter not there in time. Pursuing him was Jeff George. And the ball was overthrown. George, number 33.
If you ever question the speed of Anthony Carter, don't anymore. He almost runs this ball down. He runs a streak pattern. He's going right down the middle. George, number 33, is with him. Also, Edwards, number 27, is with him. But look at Anthony pull away and almost catch the ball. Edwards, the safety, gets frozen just a little bit inside, and he starts late. There's no way Edwards is going to catch Anthony Carter. The only man that has a chance at him is Jeff George, number 33, but Carter outruns him also.
Second down and 10 from the 49. 7.5 minutes to go. First quarter, no score. Oh, my heavens. You think somebody's offside there. The man, he is a designated sacker with 13 sacks, Kenny Times, number 74. And he might have had another sack there, but it would not have counted because he was about 2 yards deep in the backfield before the ball was snapped.
Well, the number 1 and number 2 quarterback sackers in the USFL are here.
Meaning the team.
The two teams. John Corker is number 1 with 21.5 sacks, and Times is the other man. He's second with 13 sacks.
And Tampa Bay has 47 sacks overall to lead the league, and Michigan's got 46 to be second in the league.
Scares the quarterback a little bit coming into a game like this, Jim.
Second down, 5 to go. Ball at the 44-yard line. Jim Stanley, former head coach of Oklahoma State, the head coach of the Michigan Panthers. They go to Lacey. Lacey cuts back inside the block that he did not have and picks up the first down. Good running by Lacey, and a late kind of push there, but no flag. McGriff gets up and wants a flag, and Tyrone should get a flag, just out of courtesy, because after all, his wife, Barbara, presented him with a daughter, April Renee Griff, 7 pounds, 5 ounces on the 27th, just 3 days ago.
Tyrone McGriff got an excellent block. Now, you watch Tyrone McGriff. He's not in the picture. Here comes Tyrone, and there goes Tyrone. That's late.
Now, see, to a brand new dad, you don't do that.
That's right. He's got to support those children.
First down, ball at the, inside the 38-yard line. No score, first quarter. Carter left, Holloway right. Big game in the Central Division. And the blitz is on, but they give the ball to Williams, who ran into his tight end, Mike Cobb. That spun him around, and down he went after a gain of a yard.
They had a cornerback blitz by Alvin Bailey, and he is the guy that really messed up the play. He just came down the line of scrimmage. There was no one there to block him, and Bailey slowed up the blockers and also helped out on the tackle, number 25.
Both teams have driven the football. Neither team has been stopped except by Michigan with an interception, Tampa Bay with a fumble.
A week ago, Michigan turned the ball over 3 times, and 3 times Birmingham scored.
Holloway and Carter both to the right. Now Carter goes in motion. Hebert hands to Williams, going the other way. Block is in front of him, and Williams has the first down. John Williams, the rookie out of Wisconsin, with Walter Carter, number 75, hanging on. I said first down, and they're going to, I believe, measure.
Cross-action play. Williams coming back the other side. Gettiker almost had a chance to get to him, but Hebert, number 11, the quarterback, stopped Gettiker. He couldn't get there, and Williams looks like he does have the first down.
Well, they're measuring in any event, and now the way they stretch it out, it looks like he missed it by that much. So it'll be third down and that much to go. And in comes the second tight end, Don Eccles. He'll bring out Derek Holloway.
Jim, an excellent position now to run a play-action pass and hit one of the tight ends, especially Eccles, number 88. He catches the ball so very well because you do have a free down. You only have inches. And if the man isn't open right away, get rid of the ball. Then you run your quarterback sneak on fourth down and pick up the 6 inches that you have to make.
You hope you pick up the 6 inches you have to make.
You hope. But this is an excellent time to run some type of play action and maybe hit the tight end.
I'll be surprised, Paul, as I said earlier, if there are not a lot of points scored in this one, so I would imagine they're looking for a score as quickly and as many times as they can, because Those folks in white down there can move the football, Tampa Bay. And Hebert's going to take it himself for the first down. Hebert has less than a 2-yard average, but he's run for a couple of touchdowns, and most of his running is on plays like that.
That's why it's less than 2 yards. Those 6-inch plays don't do your average very good.
A rainy day for much of the day. Some sunshine, rather cool in Michigan this holiday weekend. And you look around, and for once, you thank goodness that you're playing indoors. Holloway and Carter to the right. First down. Ball at the 27-yard line of Tampa Bay. And Hebert, both wide receivers to the right. Goes the other way for tight end. Cobb! Touchdown! Cobb! His fourth of the year. 27-yard play. But both wide receivers right, went tight end left.
I mentioned something, excuse me, Mr. Cobb, about your speed. He did get open into the corner, and Hebert couldn't have put the ball in a better spot. Just over his shoulder, let him with the ball. Hebert goes back. No play action here. Lacey's going out the left-hand side. Williams is inside blocking, getting to put the linebacker on his back. And then Hebert just puts the ball up in the air. Just take a look at when you see Cobb downfield, the man that he beats is number 36, the strong safety, Kenny Taylor, just ran away from him.
Bojovic, who missed one that forced the game in overtime last weekend with Whit Taylor to hold, and this time he does not miss. So 4:51 to go, first quarter. Michigan draws first blood. They lead 7-0, and back to the Silverdome in a moment. Now you get the impression that Mike Kelly's going to come out throwing again, and Gary Anderson's going to put it on again. There's Cobb, who has made his 4th touchdown catch of this year. Third catch tonight, 45 yards. He's having a good night. And there's Novo Bojovic. Got his first name. The last name is the one that gave us trouble, and I missed his first name. Novo Bojovic. That's Alvin Bailey, standing back near the goal line to receive. Warren Hanna is back on the near side, and Sam Platt on the far side in a 3-deep situation. Over to kick off. Boyovic's kick is going to go out of bounds, I do believe, over there by Sam Platt. Now he'll kick it off from 5 yards farther back. While away, Paul was just looking around, and Cobb, as we talked about the fine speed he had, but Paul was also, and I along with him, a nice, easy touch. Bobby Hebert getting the ball to Cobb. Beautifully thrown ball after when he overthrew Lacey earlier, and then he threw short to Gedeke for the interception.
Exactly, and I like Stanley, the confidence he had in Hebert. After an interception, and you've got a great running team with some excellent offensive linemen to come back and let the man start throwing the ball again. You can't go away from your game plan, no matter what it is.
Now, here's something. Bojovic, since he's going to kick off from the 30, is going over to get a word from his coach here what it is to do on this kick from a 30-yard line.
His coach said, kick it in the playing field.
Straight down the middle.
Tire out the kickoff team. If you don't, then they're going to punch your face in for running down 5 times.
4:47 to go, first quarter. This Central Division of the USFL is just something. All teams strong, all tightly bunched. Tampa Bay down to this ball game by 7. Now getting the ball. If Bailey can pick it up, he does. And gets near the 25-yard line, and that is all. Here come Mike Kelly and friends out on the field, including Gary Anderson and Greg Boone. On the 24-yard line.
Excuse me, Jim, it's obvious what Tampa Bay, the Bandits, want to do, and that's get the ball to Gary Anderson any way they can possibly get it to him, whether it's handoffs or throwing the ball to him.
They're number 1, as we said, on offense in the USFL, number 1 in passing, but in this 12-team league, they're number 9 in rushing. Much of those statistics racked up before the arrival of Anderson several games ago.
And they only are playing with 3 offensive running backs, Platt, Anderson, and Boone.
They'll fake to Anderson. Kelly puts it out to Boone, and Boone gets across the 30-yard line to the 31-yard line, where he is put down by John Corker, Robert Pennywell. Rutgers numbers 57, watch him. Pennywell, who leads the club with 4 interceptions, had an outstanding game last week. It could have been better had he been able to hold on to 2 balls that were thrown in his hands for interception. Number 31, the hurry-up offense again. 2nd down and 3 to go. Hurry-up offense to get to the line of scrimmage, but now Kelly apparently audibilizing and hands to Gary Anderson, who's got the first down. And a fine tackle across the way by David Greenwood. That's been the matchup tonight. Anderson catching the ball, and on 4 different occasions, Greenwood has been the man to put him down.
I think Greenwood, his job is to follow him around. Let's look at Canavino and number 59, Pennywell. Canavino misses, Pennywell gets blocked, and Anderson gets the outside, gets the first down.
Again, I believe they're audibilizing as Danny Buggs leans in to get the word. Kelly goes back to throw, setting up a screen pass out here to Anderson. Anderson across the 35 before. Hey, this fellow can move. Not the first down, but across the 45. John Corker, number 57, put him down.
Jim, John Corker, number 57. All right, it's a 9-yard pickup. But Corker did the one thing he had to do as a linebacker. He read the screen, he got up in the face of the blocker, and held on until he got help from Canavino coming from the inside, and still made the tackle.
Again, they've not used the huddle tonight. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Michigan up top, 7-0. And for the first time tonight, and that's because they got a short yardage situation, Greg Boone carries the ball and carries for the first down out to the 48-yard line. Tampa just keeps coming at you.
You know, I talked about Michigan's offensive line. Well, Tampa Bay, they have an excellent offensive line. That's why Kelly has that much time to throw the football.
Kelly, going on nearly every down, may not get a chance to throw, does not get a chance to throw. The man who got him, I do believe, is number 98, Allen Hughes. Got him by around the shoe tops, and Kelly stumbled to the ground. There is Allen Hughes, a first-year man out of Western Michigan. And that is credited as a sack, so now each team has 47 sacks to lead the league. Now on 2nd and long, the handoff is to Anderson, and he is tripped up as he gets near the line of scrimmage. And the man who did it is Andy Canavino.
Look at here, Michigan, they're getting 3 people in the ball game. They're taking out 3 linebackers, Borland, Pennywell, and Canavino. They put in a defensive back, a defensive lineman, which is Phil Dokes, number 72. John Arnaud comes in the game, number 25, and also the linebacker in the middle. And I think it's Coakley, number 58. But when you see a sack like that by a lineman, give credit to the defensive backs for the excellent coverage. There's just no place for Kelly to throw the ball. You get a sack.
3rd down, 10, he calls time. Time called, came up on the 3rd down, 10 situation. Apparently, obviously, he was looking at that defensive lineup at all those defensive backs. So call time. Then here's our score, 7-0. On the touchdown pass by Cobb, it is 3rd down and long to go. 3 wide receivers in there for Tampa Bay. Buggs is saying, I can't hear, so the referee, Bill Parkinson, steps in and calls for time.
And this is the best way that you can stop that hurry-up offense, to get the fans to cheer. And when they do that, then it's tough for the audible, because Bugshead was leaning in. He's, 20 yards away from Kelly. He couldn't hear the play.
The fans have gone on. 3rd down, 10. Kelly gets the ball away. Anderson close to the first down and may have gotten it. They're marking it at the 41.5-yard line, if my angle is correct, perhaps the 42. Either one should make it. John Corker handing on to the very dangerous Gary Anderson, the rookie out of Arkansas. And it is the first down. Anderson, the 20th man chosen overall in the NFL draft, who signed with Tampa Bay.
And now Tampa Bay, they're going to huddle up. I said at the beginning, they're going to get the ball to Gary Anderson any way they possibly can. That time they had Coakley and Corker on Anderson, but they dropped off too deep. They dropped off 12 yards. Anderson got the ball, picked up the first down.
The Gooding, with his 11 touchdown catch, he's not expected to play tonight, has already caught 1 ball tonight. Here comes Anderson again, turning the corner for about 4 yards inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. And number 31, Greenwood, was in there again to help push him out of bounds.
How much can Anderson take when he knows he doesn't have a backup? Because the backup is really Sam Platt, who is a fullback.
And Anderson is not that big, 6 feet tall, 180, 22. Lou Holtz at Arkansas called him the most versatile back he has ever coached in all his years in collegiate football. Second down and 6 to go. Number 38.
For those of you that don't know, Anderson is last year at Arkansas played wide receiver, so he has great hands.
There's Mike Kelly. Kelly gets the ball away and overthrows everybody. The nearest man, too, was Ron Osborne, a cornerback who was back there. Padgett was the one rushing Kelly and making him get the ball away. Kelly last week went out against Oakland, a team that had released him a half a dozen weeks ago, threw for 307 yards, no interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. And as John Ralston said, we didn't expect him to come out that hot.
He learns quick. And that's the difference of having your head coach an ex-quarterback. And that's the adjustment Spurrier has made all year long. He had 2 starters go down, as I said before, Reeves and Jordan. Pick up Kelly, and he does the job for him.
Third down 6 from the 38, the last 40 seconds of this first quarter. And Kelly. Oh, the ball is up for grabs. It's caught by nobody. The man closest man to him was Gordon, who's already picked up a fumble. It's 4th down. Gary Anderson already has carried the ball 5 times for 47 yards. That's better than 9 yards a carry, and has had 3 receptions for 27 yards. That is 9 yards a catch. 74 yards. The first quarter isn't over yet in total offense for Anderson.
Well, you better get a kicker on the field somewhere because they don't have Anderson on there.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Kelly over there talking on the sideline. Anderson comes out, and he just arrived where you see him standing now on the 46.
Well, he has to put on a different shoe. He's a straight-ahead kicker.
Part of the man deep. Going toward the sidelines, might turn out to be a pretty fair kick for Anderson, as the ball will be marked at the 16-yard line with 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. So, 7-0 on a touchdown catch by Cobb. Michigan leads. 7-0 late in the first quarter, and a must game for Michigan, and of course there's no way that Tampa Bay wants to lose any game. They'd like to keep on icing this, and by the way, Tampa Bay is absolutely perfect with its road record. They played on the road 5 times, they won all 5 games. Hebert's thrown the touchdown pass, first down deep in his own territory. And it's going to throw on first down. Gets it out here to Lacey coming out of the backfield. Lacey goes for what could be a first down across the 25. Jeff George, number 33, and number 53, Paul Kurowski, made the tackle.
We talked about these offensive lines of both teams, and when you have all day to throw the football and no pressure by the defensive line, stopping the defensive line at the line of scrimmage, that's excellent play.
That's the end of the first quarter also, and what a fast and furious first quarter it's been. An interception and a fumble, and then the touchdown pass. Michigan 7, Tampa Bay nothing. The USFL live on ESPN. I'm Jim Simpson with Paul McGuire. We begin the second quarter. There's a big difference between this Monday Night Football game and our normal Monday Night Football game in that there is another to follow. Arizona at Chicago once this game is over. 7-0 Michigan. They lead. They've got the ball at the 26-yard line, first down.
Chicago with a new quarterback, Bobby Scott.
Eccles and Cobb, 2 tight ends in there, 1 wide receiver. That's Anthony Carter, who hasn't caught one yet. They've thrown, they have gone offside again, but this time, Kenny Times, who was offside once before, is saying that this time he was drawn offside. And if not, Kenny's going to get caught for the second time of being a little bit too eager.
It is the second time that Hebert in Michigan went on a long count. And they've got the Tampa Bay defensive line hedging just a little bit. And when they do that, they get in what they call encroachment. Times leaving the game.
Times is leaving the game because first down and 5, it's a running situation. Walter Carter, number 75, plays on that right defensive end when it is a running situation.
Michigan, with their offensive line, we talk about running the football. They're passing very well. 77 yards to 33 yards.
Carter right and always back in the ball game to the left, no longer the two tight end offense. That's Williams, and Williams fights up to the 5-yard line with Paul Kurowski, number 53, making the stop. It'll be second down and about a yard to go from the 35.
Well, I wanted to see a gadget play before, a play-action pass, and with 2nd and 1, it's an excellent position to do that. That's just coaching that I've picked up a long time ago. I never coached. I don't want to.
Carter left and Holloway to the right. Long count on second down 1. Lacey with the football, and Lacey's got the first down. Out to about the 38-yard line. You can watch the Central Division matchup right here. You've got two of the teams in Michigan and Tampa Bay. And once this is over, you've got Chicago, the second-place team. 14 minutes left in the first half. 7-0 Michigan. Steve Spurrier and company along the sideline over there. And somewhere over there is John Reeves, the quarterback who broke his wrist in the game that Paul and I did down in Tampa Bay many weeks ago. But he's ready to go, but must stay on the injured reserve list for 9 weeks. Carter in motion on first down. Here's Williams. Oh my, he stood up by number 58, Alonzo Johnson, the rookie out of Florida A&M. Absolutely stood John Williams straight up in his tracks. No gain, second down 10.
When you look at that play, and Hebert went out there, which is called a bootleg, after the play, and nobody covered, and the linebackers were filling, and that's Gedeker on that side. They pursued so well. Don't be surprised to see that bootleg play or a pass play off of that coming back to the weak side.
Second and 10. Hebert has the time and has it now. Whoops, he lost the football, and let's see what they call it. They're calling it incomplete. Don Eccles had the football and dropped it. And they called it an incomplete pass. He had it only moments. It's third down and 10.
Eccles is a big man, but when you get popped that hard from the backside, that ball's going to fly. You got to expect to get popped across the middle.
Story about Hebert in today's program saying, people ask him, why don't you join the NFL? He said, wait a minute, I got a wife and a small child, and I want to make sure I make some bucks, and I couldn't wait around the NFL draft for that. And here I am starting. 3 wide receivers, Hebert tonight, 6 of 10 for 78 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. As his man McLean, who cannot hold on to it, and he takes the shot. He is still down. Alvin Bailey, who gave him the shot, is being helped to his feet, and it's fourth down.
It's the one thing receivers hate to do. It's called hanging him out to dry. He's coming across that middle and laying the ball out. Now he's going to jump, get his body extended, his arms, watch it, his arms are extended, and here comes Alvin Bailey. Looked like Alvin Bailey, though, got the worst of it because the plane came up and Bailey was slow getting up.
There's Partridge back for his first punt of the night. And as a result of Bailey being hit, they have sent back, instead of Bailey, Gary Anderson to return the punt. Bailey many times returns punts as well as kickoffs. It's a very dangerous. Anderson is back there. Whoops, high snap. Partridge puts it high. Anderson right on him, and right after it, and it's going to be Michigan's ball. A man was right on Anderson, and he went for it. And Kyle Borden, who came up with a big fumble last week, comes up with one here. Anderson makes the young mistake, the same kind of mistake we saw Carter make last week in the same stadium when he took his eye off the ball.
Well, he sees the man in front of him, and that's number 45, Tom Moriarty, is down there to hit him. Anderson took his eye off the ball goes off his pad. Borland, the linebacker, the outside linebacker on the left-hand side of the defense, the man that comes up with the football. Borland, smile. Kyle, smile.
Remember how he stripped a man of that ball last week? Kyle Borland.
There he is. There's a smile. Thank you.
Ball inside the 22-yard line. Carter goes to the right. Michigan up top 7-0. Great break. First down at the 22 at Tampa Bay, the leader of the Central Division. Hebert throws it out here. cannot hold on to it. And by the way, for the first time, we noticed Terry Miller, who was a great player at Oklahoma State, then did not quite make it in the NFL. 3-year veteran, played for Jim Stanley at Oklahoma State in the backfield on that particular play. Not involved in the play other than as a blocker.
That time, Hebert had a play-action pass and got Lacey out in the flat, and the ball was, in all defense of Lacey, the ball was thrown behind him, but he should have stopped to catch the football. Can't go anywhere without it.
Second down and 10 to go. Hebert has time, and wow, there's a flag down, and that's obvious. That was absolutely obvious. Tim Taylor was all over Mike Cobb. Got there before the ball did, jumped on his back. Now remember, that's a 15-yard penalty, which would take the ball from the 22, 15 yards downfield, plus the first down.
Cobb is 6'5", Taylor is 6'1", and he just crawled up his back to get to him. He knew that he couldn't get the ball away, but again, the good rule in the USFL is that it's a 15-yard penalty, or what's it, half the distance to the goal line?
Well, the ball was on the 22, and they've taken it down to the 10.
They took it 12 yards.
They took it 12 yards instead of 15. The ball is on the 22, and they took it 12 yards. Maybe they said it was flagrant, and therefore the spot of the foul. That's probably what happened there. If it is obvious like that, and not just a little bump, they will give you at the spot of the foul, and that cost Michigan 3 yards. But they have a first down. Now here's Terry Miller. Terry the ball for the first time. Touchdown! Miller on his first carry in this league.
Jim, look at this. You talk about following your blocking. He's going right up into the line. That's Chris Godfrey, number 70. He gets behind the big tackle, and he said, I want to score my first time out, a 10-yard run. Here they go again. Look at Godfrey. Godfrey and Tyrone McGriff. McGriff gets an excellent block on 45 Gedeker. Godfrey goes up in. Terry Miller knows how to follow the big men in for the score.
Boyovich in to add the extra point if he can, and he can. 12:21 to go. And Michigan chasing the division leaders Tampa Bay, doing a good job thus far. They lead 14-0. 2 minutes and 21 seconds yet to go in this game. The Bandits not in a panic situation. Boyovich kicks off, and they can blame a lot of this on themselves. A fumble set up that touchdown, and a fumble prevented Tampa Bay from scoring earlier on. Hannah brings the ball back to the 20-yard line, where Mike Edwards upends him in a hurry. And now getting up, saying I had a great big part of it too, is Ira Albright, who has been in and out, mostly out because of injuries, but makes a good hit there.
Well, when you only have special teams, you go for it. 2 plays, 21 yards, 15 seconds, and a 10-yard run by Miller. It was beautiful execution, especially by the offensive line, and the two guys in particular, Tyrone McGriff, 61, and number 70, Chris Godfrey.
Mike Kelly, the quarterback, all at the 20-yard line. Lots of time in this half, let alone the ball game. Kelly throwing on first down and puts it up and overthrows everybody, including the man who contended for number 88, Danny Buggs. There is John Reed, broke his wrist in the game we did some time ago and was talking to Paul and said that he could come back.
Yeah, John is the guy right in the middle of the second guy you see down the screen. And John said that his arm feels fine. In fact, he can play a little golf. But the fact that they put him on injured reserve, and that's the reason why he came back. The last 2 games he'll be able to play.
Remember the College World Series of Baseball live beginning Friday, June 3rd out here in Michigan. They're excited. Their team has won their regional. They're on the way. You'll see up to 15 games here all and move on the far side of the Tampa Bay line. Looks like Doug Mackey, the left tackle.
Doug Mackey made a great move. He was close to the middle linebacker. He looked like a tight end trying to release. He gave a little shoulder fake and everything. Just went out for the linebacker, except he left the whole count too soon.
Second down, 15. The ball from the 15-yard line. Repeat, our referee tonight is Bill Parkinson. 14-0. Here are the yards penalized. Tampa Bay 26, Michigan 10. Gillespie is in the ball game wide to the right. Caught 2 touchdown passes last week against Oakland. 17 catches all year, 2 touchdown catches last week. Here's ball up in the air! And I don't know if they're going to call that. They're going to call it, I think, a sack. Back there, Paget. Kelly tried to get rid of it. It was up in the air. Nobody could see it. And it's not an incomplete pass, it's a sack.
Big Paget, number 99. Ronnie Paget is the guy that's going to get there. He's got Kelly. All he has to do is that one hand. The quarterback is already down. No matter what happens down, he throws it left-handed, Kelly. Ambidextrous. I'm ambidextrous. I can't use either hand. But Kelly threw the ball left-handed. But once he was grabbed in the grasp of Paget, referee was right there. The ball is dead.
You saw where the ball was, just over the 2. The original line of scrimmage is the 20. Third down. And a safety. They just hauled all over the man, led by Tipton. No chance for Greg Boone. Tampa Bay's having a tough night. Michigan's having a great night.
They'll also get the ball back. Try to get the ball to Boone. Boone slipped. There was a mix-up in the backfield with Kelly. I figured you're going to have a running play. Yet you had 3rd and 28 or better to go for the first down. But watch Boone here. He's going to bump into Kelly, and if he does that, he never crosses the line of scrimmage. Dave Tipton, number 65, is there. He's credited. He gets the 2 points.
11:25 to go, and Steve Spurrier wants to instill some confidence, but also wants to say a few things to his rookie quarterback, Mike Kelly. Remember, Jimmy Jordan, who was number 2, he was also hurt, is available to come back in, but Spurrier being a quarterback himself, I'm sure he's going to stick with Kelly, who's had 2 good games. But let's face it, it's not all Kelly is doing tonight. Anderson has fumbled a punt. There have been penalties. And sacks of Kelly, who has been sacked twice, as now Michigan has taken the lead in sacks with 48.
Number 1 offensive team, Tampa Bay. The last 6 first down plays, they've netted a total of 10 yards.
That's incredible.
When you shut a team down, when they're number 1 and they're tough on first down, when you can shut them down to 10 yards in 6 plays, you're doing something defensively.
And now C is back. Anderson will punch the ball away after the safety. Well, Michigan leading by 16. Will have outstanding field position, barring some kind of turnover. There is Fee. And here's the punt. Good punt by Anderson, driving Fee all the way back to the 23-yard line. 30, across the 40, and they'll have the ball across the 40-yard line. First down. 11:16 to go. It's been all Michigan thus far. Panthers lead 16-0. From the 42-yard line, first down, Michigan. Hebert looking to make it bigger. Carter on the sidelines. He got it. And it's bumped out of bounds. First down. They'll mark it near the 45-yard line. Hanna bumped him out of bounds. And the way Michigan is going, Paul, will remind you that Arizona-Chicago is coming up. If Michigan wins, Chicago could tie with Tampa Bay for the lead.
Warren Hanna, number 46, is covering Anthony Carter. But look how much room he gives Anthony Carter. And he makes the break. Hebert's a little late with the pass. Carter goes up and catches it. Hanna can do nothing but knock him out of bounds. But you cannot give Anthony Carter that much room.
First down, ball of the 46-yard line of Tampa Bay. Now it is Michigan's turn. Dornbrook and Finney, at one time teammates with the Pittsburgh Steelers, both went offside, so it'll be first down and 15. You know, Paul, when Tampa Bay came out, first time they had the football after Gallagher's interception, they moved so quickly down the field. Kelly was letter perfect, and then came the big mistake when he had a fumble.
You're going to see both guys. Dornbrook jumps outside 63, but also, you're right, Penny right next to him, number 74, also jumps outside. You know, sometimes, Jim, when you're talking about that first series of downs, when you have that hurry-up offense, you're apt to make mistakes. When you're moving the ball that well and you get deep in someone's territory, then it's time to slow it down a little bit.
Terry Miller is in there with Lacey now. John Williams is not in there on first and 15 from near midfield. We almost had Finney going offside. Well, they got to get that ball away because the blitz is on, and Hebert did a good job of getting the ball away. Headed toward Mike Cobb. by the way, was double covered. It's second down and 15.
Lonzo Johnson, number 58, putting the heat on.
11:06 to go in the first half on this holiday doubleheader. We hope you've had a safe and happy holiday on this day in which we remember our war dead, that all of your travels on the roads are over. If you have some to go, be careful, please.
Now Tampa's in a four-man line
with Curtis Bunch, the fourth lineman, number 63. Second down, Miller. And a couple of yards. And that's about all.
Number 43, Terry Nordman.
Fred Nordman, James Ramey.
Number 68.
10 times, this is their sack man, the tackle. He reads the guard when Curtis McGriff or Tyrone McGriff goes down, Times comes in. He doesn't make the tackle, but he is in position to make the tackle. He read the guard very well.
And Ramey did an outstanding job of making the tackle. There's the score, 10:35 to go in the first half. Third down and 14 to go. Three wide receivers. McLean joins Holloway and Carter. Hey there. Oh, see, I thought he'd overthrown Cobb, but he did not, and Cobb's not going to get near enough for the first down. Knocked it out near the 40-yard line by Jeff George, number 33. Takes the ball to the 40-yard line. Where it is fourth down and a long 4 to go. So onto the field comes Rick Parker, the punter.
Unique style of punting. We commented on it last week. He puts the ball in his hand and then he cocks the ball inside. And normally you see a punter drop the ball flat. He drops the ball on an angle.
Alvin Bailey is deep this time, not Anderson, who fumbled a little while ago. Long count by Partridge. That's the ball. High in the air. Bailey's going to catch it inside the 15-yard line, and down it goes immediately.
Moriarty again.
Tom Moriarty. So 10:07 to go. Tampa Bay's got the ball, but they're down by 16. In this 80,000-seat stadium, try to guess how many are here.
21,706.
22,107. Let's see what happens.
Guard move.
And, Kelly takes the shot, and Corker said, I didn't do anything. That was Bobby Hopkins who moved. But Kelly went back, and John Corker was on a blitz and bumped Mike Kelly about 4 yards toward the end zone and then said, hands off. And that is Hopkins. I remember when they got down here before they had all kinds of problems. He got back from the 20-yard line all the way back to the 2 before the safety occurred.
The amazing part about it, Tampa Bay is a well-poised football team, and Michigan Panthers, they are not doing anything different than we've seen them do the last 4 out of 5 weeks, Jim. They're playing the same type of defense. They're not moving people around, and just a little bit too much excitement as far as the offensive linemen. They're moving all over the place.
First down, 15 from the 7-yard line. Showing blitz, and they've got the blitz on. And Gary Anderson picks up the yards of Borland, making the stop along with Porter at the 15-yard line. 9:54 to go. Remember that Tampa Bay has won every game on the road thus far.
There's Pennywell. He's in number 59. He's in on a blitz. Cannavino gets blocked on the outside, and Pennywell got knocked down by number 21. Greg Boone opened the hole, and Anderson picked up 8 yards.
Second down and 7 to go. Tampa Bay trying to maintain, and now jumping offside is Padgett saying that he was pulled offside.
He was not.
Well, you could try. So that's going to get those 5 yards back. And instead of 2nd and 7, it's going to be 2nd and 2. A big difference there. Takes the ball out to the 20-yard line and could help sustain something for the Bandits of Tampa Bay, who have only had one drive thus far tonight. And that was stopped by a fumble. Davidian goes wide to the left, and Buggs comes to the right. Haven't gotten the ball to Buggs yet. that I can recall. They're thrown to him. Now the quick pitch to Anderson, and Anderson gets a good hit, and now Borland's the man responsible. Number 52, you'll see at the top of the pile there. That will help from Pennywell. Anderson certainly looks impressive, especially in the early moments of this game with that hurry-up offense. We had a chance to get out wide and show some great moves.
He showed very well that time. Number 76. It's the Geese. Goes off limping. But Cannavino, the linebacker, filled the hole very well, but it shows you the strength of Gary Anderson. He just bounced right off of Cannavino and into the arms of Borland.
Mackey, listed as a tackle, will take the place of East at right guard. Number 60. First down. The throw. There's Anderson. Pennywell's got him, and oh my. Ball is loose, and the flag goes down from way upfield. Let's see what was called. They're saying the ball belongs to Tampa Bay. And whatever that man threw must have been the mark where the ball was at the play in case they had advanced from there, because the ball still belongs to Tampa Bay.
And Anderson's going to go off the field here. He gets a shot in the back. The first initial hit is not the hit that hurts him. You're going to see coming from the backside. And now that's Pennywell, number 59. It's holding him up. It's going to come from the inside. And that was number 96. Sorry, I didn't get it.
Boone carries the football. The only person I can think of is 98, Alan Hughes.
But Anderson took a shot, and the reason that's important is Anderson went off the field, shaken up on the play. And remember, Tampa Bay, they only have 3 running backs. That's Greg Boone, number 21, Anderson, 43, and Sam Platt, number 29.
Well, advantage right. It was either 76 or 98. Couldn't be a 96. In any event, it's third down and a long yard to go. The ball at the 35-yard line, 60-0 Michigan. Oh, in the backfield, Boone is hit immediately by John Vanderzack, number 76. They are really penetrating and getting across that line of scrimmage. And Steve Spurrier's club is in for a long night the way it looks at this moment.
Vanderzack just blows right by the guard and the tackle, and he's in the backfield when Boone gets the football. He's there to make the play for a 2-yard loss.
And position to kick the ball away. They've got double safeties, both Holloway, hold it, that is Fee and Carter. Boy, almost blocked. Fee says, I want a fair catch, and will take it at the 26-yard line. 6:24 to go. First half, Silverdome and Pontiac, Michigan, and they are thrilled with what's going on. Because their team, the Panthers, lead the division leaders 16-0. The USFL Stars in action for big plays from the last weekend, and I'm sure they'll show you that. Well, I don't know if we will, but I would think that tip pass that allowed Boston to knock off Philadelphia, prevent them from clinching the Atlantic title, and maybe that Herschel Walker 83-yard run.
I would hope so.
I'll stick around and watch. Both Holloway and Carter are wide to the left on first down. The ball at the 27-yard line. All Michigan is there. Puts it out. He's got his tight end Cobb again. Cobb running for the first down and bumps out of bounds across the 36-yard line. And if they mark it right at the 36, it may be a half-yard shot. Jurowski, 53, put him out of bounds.
I like what Michigan's doing. They're not stopping what got them to 16 points. They're going right back at Tampa Bay. And Cobb that time caught that little short pass over the middle, Jim, and he saw that marker and headed right for it. He wasn't trying to fake anybody out and cut upfield. He just wanted to get the first down.
And he did get it because it marked it across the 36-yard line to the 36 and a half. Miller and Lacey, your setbacks, and Holloway and Carter, your wide receivers, both to the left. And here's Terry Miller, who's got a touchdown already. And Miller gets across the 40-yard line to about the 43-yard line. And Paul, we can go back to something that so often happens, and that is, here's a team, number 1 in offense, Tampa Bay. They're on there for 4 downs, mostly, including a punt. Michigan is just dominating this team, and now, conversely, the Tampa Bay defense is trying to stop this Michigan team, which has already rolled up 16 points.
And again, I have to just repeat myself one more time. I just hope that Michigan, the way they're playing, don't stop doing what got you those 16 points. Of course, 2 of them were on the safety, but they're moving the ball it up very well.
Second down, 5 to go. Hebert gets away from one man and runs out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Run out of bounds by Glenn Edwards. A veteran free safety. Played with Pittsburgh and the Chargers all those years. And we got a man down on the far side. And it is a Tampa Bay man who is down on the far side.
And it's only third down and a half a yard. Hebert that time had some heat on him. When are you in the grass?
Trying to see who that is. Hebert, 9 of 16 for 108 yards. He's got the touchdown, and he's thrown an interception. And that is their number one sacker, Kenny Times, who was shaken up on the sidelines. 5:23 left in this half. Times walking it off. And time has been called. Time has been called. We'll come back to the Silverdome where Michigan leads 60-0. Third down, and as Paul provided you a half a yard to go, two tight ends in there. And there is Terry Miller going for the first down. Relevant made the tackle. While we're away, Paul was reminding the people of our broadcast group here, and so I'll remind everybody else. 16-0 is the score, but two touchdowns and two two-point conversions, and it's a tie game.
Oh, certainly. They got the 2 points, though, which I really like. You're going to see Terry Miller come out, and Lacey gets a good block for him, just enough to get a piece of the linebacker. And once you do that, then you got some running room. That's Alonzo Johnson, number 58, that Lacey got a piece of.
Now the ball at the 48-yard line of Michigan, and they've got another first down. They're rolling them up. Both wide receivers to the right. Hey there. Oh, he is looking, and the ball. Lacey has come so close tonight to getting a ball for a touchdown or a big gainer, and each time something has happened. The ball thrown behind him, over him, or in that case, it's a defensive play.
It was Lacey 28 going downfield. Doug Bedoin, number 28, was the man who was covering. Now, I don't know if Bedoin got a piece of it or not, but I think Lacey took his eye off the ball. He just lays this ball out, Hebert does. Now, look at Bedoin. He did get a piece of the ball. Bedoin made a great play moving over.
Second down and 10.
Here comes Bedoin. You're going to see him 28 in the picture. I don't know. I don't know now. From that angle, it looked like that Lacey might have taken his eye off the ball.
As they say, Paul, the bottom line is he did not catch the ball. So it is second down and 10. And here's the fake to Miller. They're rolling out, throwing back. Tight end screen this way for the second time tonight. Top got the first down and dragged down at the 30-yard line. First down, Michigan. They're doing everything right. Carter peeled back to make the stop.
Jim, Chris Godfrey, number 70, the left tackle, gets an excellent block on Warren Hanna, number 46. You're going to see Godfrey come out. Here's the block. He missed him here, but he leg whips him. That's the play that makes it for Cobb. He gets some running room. He goes down the sidelines, and he picks up the first down.
And I think you saw Walter Carter chasing the quarterback and then peeling all the way back, chasing Cobb downfield to make the stop. 6 catches now for Cobb for 87 yards, and he's got a touchdown catch. First down, they marked the ball just inside the 30. Hebert to Terry Miller. Whoops, bounces away from one man. Miller running well and gets down to the 20-yard line and near another first down, and they have it. Edwards and Bedoin helped put him down. And little Terry Miller may have found some place to call home here out of Oklahoma State, and he may want to blow. He wants to get out of there. He's been running rather hard.
When you get that one finger up there circling, you say, yeah, I do. Okay, the man who misses the tackle, Walter Carter, number 75. Then Terry Miller cuts back to the inside to get both hands on the ball. And notice how he shifted the ball into his left hand, away from the tackler. Lacey's the guy that went down there. He got nailed by the linebacker, number 58, Alonzo Johnson.
Leo Miller and John Williams, numbers 33 and 40. Now your setback. Lacey's out, Miller's out, and it's second down and a half a yard to go. Ball at the 20-yard line. Michigan leading by 16 and trying to add to it. They give the ball to John Williams, and Williams, well, ran along that sideline, or 20-yard line, flagged down, and it all depends on where they marked the ball. They only had inches to go. But there's a penalty coming up against the Panthers. And you can be sure they're going to take that. Paul Purowski is saying, we want that. give us the 5, or is it 10? I've not seen Bill Parkinson's.
It's a holding penalty. I think it's against Tyrone McGriff, 61. For 55 to center. Bradloff. They were both down.
Second down and 10 to go. Parkinson calling for yet another ball. We're in the Silver Dome. We are live on ESPN Monday Night Football with another game to follow, Arizona and Chicago.
There is Tyrone McGriff. He's holding. Well, you got two guys holding. Radliff, they called number 55, but Penny was also holding. I mean, not Penny, excuse me, but McGriff.
Second down 10. The blitz is on. They pick it up. Hebert throws to Holloway. Down immediately by Alvin Bailey at the 25-yard line. That will be third down and 5 to go. 2:45 left in this Michigan-dominated first half. And you know Tampa Bay is number 1 in offense, and you know that Tampa Bay, well, I don't know. We keep saying they've got the ability. They've proven that. They're 9-3. They lead this very tough Central Division, but thus far, with the exception of the first drive, the Bandits have not been able to do anything against Michigan.
And it's frustrating on defense because that time Tampa Bay had a full-scale blitz on, and the Michigan offensive line picked everyone up.
Third down, a long 5 to go. Cleo Miller, Terry Miller to send back. Hebert back to throw. Blitz is on. Throws behind. Cleo Miller coming out of the backfield. That is fourth down, and Novo Boyovich is coming on for his first attempt. 2:10 left in the half. Jim Stanley. His team has beaten Birmingham in the opener, New Jersey a couple of times, Chicago, L.A., Boston, Arizona. They've lost to this Tampa Bay team 19-7 earlier this year. And now they're leading 16-0, looking to go up 19-0 on a 42-yard field goal attempt by Boyovich, who is 6 for 10 between the 40 and 49. From 42 yards out, Boyovich puts the ball up. And it is good. 42 yards out. Boyovich. And it is 19-0. So we'll tell you again that if this score should stand up, Michigan would be 8-5. Tampa Bay would be 9-4, and if Chicago can beat Arizona tonight, that's the game coming up after this, they would be 9-4. So it'd be a tie between Chicago and Tampa should all these things happen. And Michigan would only be 1 game behind, and the very good Birmingham team 2 games behind. But with better than a half to go, don't start counting any chickens. You can take a look at that Central Division standing as we are and make all the suppositions and prophecies you want. But wait till Tampa Bay is beaten, if they're to be beaten. Wait till Chicago beats Arizona, if it is to beat Arizona. Remembering George Allen's team down in Tempe, Arizona, in Sun Devil Stadium had a 17-point lead, fourth quarter earlier this year against Arizona, and lost. And
how can they go in there and be an 8.5 to 9-point favorite in Arizona?
Boyovich kicks off. Ball is taken over here, almost stepped out of bounds. And back very quickly comes Sam Platt, and Platt gets across the 30-yard line. And they got the 2-minute warning coming up. Tampa Bay not yet on the scoreboard, and they got 1 minute and 57 seconds in this half to get on the scoreboard. Michigan still must go home and play Birmingham, and then they've got to play Chicago, number 2 in the standings. Michigan, should it win, has to go on the road for the next 2 games, including Philadelphia, what's supposed to be burned up after losing to Boston last second yesterday, next Sunday. 1:57 to go in the half. The ball is the 31-yard line. First and 10, Tampa Bay. Ball is delivered over the outstretched hands of Gary Anderson. So that time was put wide out as a wide receiver. Mike Kelly has had 2 remarkable games thus far, but he's not having a good game tonight, nor is Tampa Bay.
Now, Kelly is cold, and you may see Jimmy Jordan in the second half. Let's just take a look at it. The guy that's going to be covering Anderson is going to be Greenwood on the top side. He gives him a lot of room, but here they're just dropping back into a zone.
Second down. That play took 4 seconds. Showing blitz, but they don't blitz. Kelly back, putting it up in a foot race out here for Budge, and right with him is Clarence Campbell, and they're going to say no good. I said Terrence Chapman, beg your pardon, because Clarence, after that good play, you deserve the right to get it. 7-year veteran out of Eastern Michigan. Mikulocic is now in playing one of the tackles, as you can see, number 62 for Tampa Bay. The starter earlier in the year.
All right, just take a look at this secondary, Jim, and they've got everybody covered. Clarence Chapman is on Bugs all the way down the sideline. Everybody is covered. The only guys on the top side is Gary Anderson, and he's got Greenwood covering him, but he's way off. Now he's just reading the ball. Chapman's downfield, makes the stop.
Bugs left and Gillespie right. And Kelly on third down hands the ball to Anderson, and they close it on him. Bill Dokes, one of the men, and Will Coakley, the other, number 72 and 58.
Michigan's going to call timeout. They want that ball back. They want to score again. This is going to take them down to only one timeout. But they don't want the clock to run down a minute 35. They should have pretty good field position, especially with Fee, Holloway, and Carter back there returning. Who do you want to kick to?
Nobody, but Andrusician's got to kick the ball away. His punts have averaged 28 yards, but remember, he put one of them out well within the 20-yard line on one of his occasions.
John Corker, 57, is going to be blitzing. Boone, number 21, is going to pick him up. This is a draw play to Anderson. He's breaking back to the outside. Bob Van Dyne, the center, number 67, tries to get a block on Coakley, number 58. Doesn't do it. Coakley gets in there. They make the stop. And also Phil Dokes, number 72, is in on play.
How many times this year have you seen Corker try to blitz from an inside linebacker position rather than from out on the right side?
Maybe that's the change in the defense that's confusing Tampa Bay. Now you see Spurrier's talking to Kelly over there, and the man to Spurrier's left on the right of your screen is Jimmy Jordan, number 15, the backup quarterback. But a man that I think you may see start the second half.
Ball on the 34-yard line, fourth down. Andrusician will have to kick it away, and as Paul has said, that's just one man, Lonnell Fee, who is back there. He's in double safety with Anthony Carter, and the up man is Derek Holloway.
Anthony Carter just told the band to stop.
And in Michigan, he can do that, and they'll listen. Andrusician off the side of his foot, and well out of bounds, and not a good kick at all. There's going to be no return, but they're going to walk way back to about the 35-yard line and mark the ball there with 1:29 left. And Zenon cannot be very happy with that.
Again, you looked at it now, whether he shanked the ball or not, it's hard to tell. But, when you're talking, Jim, about the three men back there that you want to kick the ball to,
and I said nobody.
You don't have a choice.
He did that. Gary Miller was in the ball game, but now trots off the field. 1:29 left. 19-0, an impressive display by Michigan, and a great amount of frustration on the part of the Bandits. Carter starts out in motion from the tailback position. Three wide receivers, they really want it. And here is Hebert in trouble, and down he's going to go. Pursuing him, number 54, Tony Hayes, a linebacker.
Did you see the block Anthony Carter threw on Tony Hayes? Anthony Carter saw the Hebert running for his life with the ball. He came back and made a great block. Hebert goes out of bounds, but he saved Hebert's life.
Carter, that 165, I think, is a little bit of puffery, because they say he weighs closer to 160. It may dip below that.
Well, I know his legs only weigh about 2 pounds apiece, because there's no calves or thighs or anything there. He's just straight up and down up until he gets to his rump.
No time call, 49 seconds left. In the first half, and it's Lacey, and Lacey gets up about the 37-yard line, and that is all. Jaworski making the stop, 33 seconds. We've got another half of this. We've got Tom Meese coming up at halftime, and we've got another game after this. That is Arizona and Chicago, where they're standing by Soldier Field in Chicago.
They might just let this clock run out at the half, and that's what they might do. Why would you take the time out on a punt return if you're not going to utilize it?
Well, they're certainly making no effort to really bustle out of the huddle unless they want this absolutely the last play. And Hebert with 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I think he's going to let it just come over run out. He does. All Will the Panthers of Michigan, in their drive to stay in the Central Division race against the division-leading Tampa Bay, 9-3 on the year, a perfect 5-game record on the road, but look at the scores. We go away to Tom Mees. It's 19-0. Paul and I'll be back for the second half. Stand by for Tom Mees. Boyovich is kicked. Daly tracks it down at the 5, back to the 4. And that's Arnott up top and a bunch of folks down the bottom as he gets across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Here are the possessions of the first half.
Well, Tampa Bay only 7 first downs in the first half. Look at the possessions, the safety, a fumble on the first one, the 3 punts. They just did not move the ball at all. And when you can't move and you're the number one offense, you've got problems. Take a look at Michigan. They were intercepted right off the bat. They moved the ball well. Then the 76-yard touchdown drive. Punt, another touchdown drive, and the field goal. So every other time, they're scoring.
Jimmy Jordan, not considered to be a top efficiency yet, nevertheless is starting over Mike Kelly at quarterback, and he dumps it out here, and it's caught by Anderson, and Anderson's got a first down. Tripped up by Borland. You know, as you take a look at Jordan, remember, right after John Reeves broke his wrist, the very next week, Jimmy Jordan came up with a very severe bruise and caught a separated shoulder at the time, but he is back and he is okay, and the injury is not as bad as it first thought.
They were talking to some of the people at Tampa Bay, Bugsy Engelbert for one, and Bugsy was telling me that Jordan is just about 40 to 50%, so he's not sound right now.
He's got Anderson and Boone in the backfield, and looking again on the end and throws a pass to Pavilion. Eric Pavilion was also playing hurt. If you go back and see what has happened in the first half of this 19-0 ball game, I can't help but remember what Steve Spurrier said after last week. He said somebody up there must be watching over us because we had 6 fumbles and still won the football game against Oakland and one going away. They lost 3 of the 6. Well, a fumble by Kelly prevented them from scoring on a big drive in the first quarter, and then a fumble by Anderson on the punt set up the score. So somebody up there tonight not watching over Tampa Bay thus far. They're about as fair play. Second down and 10. Jordan has to run, and look out, Patrick's there with him. That throws him back to the 31. Yet another sack, that's the third.
And credit this sack to David Greenwood, number 31. What he did, Jordan was going to throw a little quick pass to Eric Trevelyan, number 84 on the outside. But Greenwood got in the path between the ball and the receiver, so Jordan couldn't throw the ball. Padgett gets in for the sack. He gets credit for the sack, but when he looks at it on the film, he's going to give half of that thing to Greenwood.
Third down and 19 to go, so Spurrier changed quarterbacks, but thus far the result has been the same.
Changed again. Kelly's back in.
Kelly's back in, and Kelly, and there's the 4th sack. Danizak this time. Michigan is just overwhelming that offensive line of Tampa Bay.
It's one of those games where you take no prisoners. I tell you, Jim, Michigan, they're teeing off. They're getting Tampa Bay in 3rd and long situations where they're not worried at all. I'm talking about the defensive line on draws and screens. They're just teeing off, and they're going. Banaszak, 2 plays now that he made. Great one in the first half, and then this sack now.
And position to kick it away. A wobbly kick. Carter's going to take it at the 43. Carter right up the middle, inside the 40. There he goes! Touchdown! 57 yards. And that may be it.
Well, we said this before the half was over. Anderson didn't have anybody to kick the ball to. That time, Anthony Carter. But watch the move he makes, Jim. Straight up the middle, and that's all over with. Once he passes the first wave, he'll break to his right. Goodbye. Absolutely nobody to catch him. Anderson is the only guy. He was out running earlier before the game, but he just blows by Anderson. Anthony Carter is gone.
Boyovich in to add the extra point. What was to be a close game, Tampa Bay perfect on the road, leading the division, has come up against a red-hot Michigan team, which now leads 26-0 with 13-12 to go, 3rd quarter. And Chicago to follow, playing Arizona. Could be a tie after the night.
Watch him catch the ball. His first move is straight up the field. Now, once he gets by the first wave, there's only one man, really, Keith Clark, the linebacker, that has a shot at him. He's going to come into the picture right about now. He breaks back past Clark, and there's just no way Anderson has no shot at him. Look at him leg it out. 2 steps and 5 yards.
Boy, that's the kickoff. That's a lot of fun of it. Alvin Bailey back and brings it from the goal line. And down he goes, and a flag goes down. Bailey goes down at the 15, but a flag went down at the 25. And Bill Parkinson calling in his group to see what the penalty is. And that is holding against Tampa Bay. And that's going to move it from the 25, from the spotted infraction back inside the 10, to about the 13-yard line.
They moved it back to the 7.5-yard line, Jim.
Holding on the return team from the 78. First down.
James Ramey.
Well, you thrill to Anthony Carter unless you're a Tampa Bay fan, but that is the first punt return for a touchdown in this league, the United States Football League. And what a man to do it. He did it so often in college. Did he ever? First down, deep in the hole. Kelly hands the ball off to Anderson, who gets out across the 15-yard line. David Greenwood, again the man making the stop. And that's Jordan back in there handing the ball off to Anderson. As Spurrier goes back, he used Jordan on 2 plays. Then he went to Kelly. Kelly got sacked also. Now he's back to Jimmy Jordan.
I wonder if Jimmy Jordan can throw the ball deep. That's the big question. Now, he did have a slight shoulder separation, but can he throw the ball deep? And if that's the problem, all Michigan has to do is just jam the wide receivers, knowing that he can't get it deep.
We'll see. Go here. No. Goes short. Has his man. Anderson again across the 25 to the 27-yard line, and John Coulter put him down. And they'll move the sticks. Oh, Jordan gets the job done there.
John Corker, number 57, does not have a sack, but watch the lick he puts on Anderson right there. He wants to make sure he's down. He gets those big arms wrapped around him. Anderson patted him on the back. Nice sack.
Ball at the 27. Gillespie comes wide right, bugs to the left. 26-0 Michigan, third quarter. Jordan, the blitz is on, and Jordan is the first to get going. Sack number 5. Hughes was right with him. 51st sack of the year for Michigan. 5 tonight.
You know, Jim, and this time Jordan didn't have any chance at all to throw the ball. You don't credit this one to the defensive back. You credit it to the linebacker, Borland, who gets there. They're all coming. There's Pennywell, but Borland, you see, is there along with number 98, Allen Hughes. He's back there with him. But when you don't have any time to even look up to find a receiver, you know the offensive line, they're just not doing the job.
Second down and 21 from the 16-yard line.
Keep coming until they stop you. And look at this one.
Across the middle, that is Boone. Hands the ball off to Anderson. How about that? Got the ball to Boone. He gave a handoff to Anderson, and the flag goes down. And the flag is going to be holding against Tampa Bay. So instead of at the 29, they'll move it back again. Well, Tampa Bay has got to be a little shell-shocked now. We told you they had Birmingham next Sunday, and then Chicago. Things could be tough, but turn it around the other way. They can do no worse tonight than being a tie for first, and they can take the situation in their own hands against Birmingham, and then against Chicago. But tonight is not their night. Remember, Chicago, if this score holds up or anything like it, can go out and beat Arizona, and if it does, there'll be a tie in the Central Division, which will make Michigan feel better, and which will make Birmingham feel better. Takes the ball back to the 8.
Here's the situation Tampa Bay's in. Now, it's only second down. We have holding on the offense. What the situation is, now they've got the 4 defensive linemen in there again. Banaszak is in there. Padgett is in there. Phil Dokes is in there. And Hughes is in there. And all these guys are going to do is just tee off and go. And you've got Corker in the middle for a blitz. They have no worry about screens or draws.
Jordan want to tell you, the blitz was not on, but he was buried simply by the down lineman. The attendance tonight, 23,976. That was close. What did you say? 21. If Banaszak really put it to Jordan.
Oh, he's got the heat on him now, whether he gets hit by Banaszak or slips going back. But Jordan's going back, and I said they think he's like about 40%. All right, here he goes. No, he just slipped first. I thought he did. His leg went out from under him, and then Banaszak fell over top of him. But Jordan just slipped down when he went to set himself.
Third down and 29 to go.
And the lineman again.
Gets the ball out, and that is Gillespie who gets out to the 10-yard line, and that is all. Osborne was there to make the stop. Number 23, Corker, number 57. And Andrusician will have to kick it away. And this, apparently barring a sudden and dramatic turnaround, is Michigan's night, even though we've got most of the third quarter to go.
Yep. Tampa Bay from that first drive when they ran the speed up offense, not huddling at all, going to the line of scrimmage. They moved the ball very well, then the turnover. They haven't done anything since.
Not a thing. That's Andrusician's best kick, driving Fee back to the 41-yard line. And Fee tries to break through there and does not. Gets across the 50. And a flag is down.
And this, the official is going to call the legal man downfield. They'll refuse it
and take the ball.
Well, you don't know. When you have a guy like Anthony Carter back there, and Holloway, and Fee back there, you might want him to kick it again.
Especially from where they have to kick it. Deep in their own territory.
Well, this would move the ball back to about the 4-yard line. They're going to take the penalty and make him kick again, sure.
Well, back that far because Andrusician, the way he kicks, and remember, he's averaging less than 40 yards per kick all year long, and it's not averaged that much tonight. He's going to have to boot the ball from in his own end zone, and he'd be doing well to get it near the 50-yard mark.
All right, they're going to take it back to the 5.5-yard line and make him kick again.
Downfield, the center on the offense, fourth down.
It's been that kind of night for the Bandits. Jim Stanley's club, not been letter perfect, but look at Spurrier. Does that tell you something right there? What else can we do?
Robert Young, the snapper, he was the man. He was uncovered. He just fell on takeoff, but you have to wait until the ball is hit before you can go downfield.
They're standing at the 39 and 41-yard line for the kick of Andrusician, and that's a good spot to stay as he backs up to about the 48-yard line, tries to get around the coverage on this side. Now cuts back and makes the fine job. Inside the 40-yard line, down to the 38, 37-yard line, first down, deep in Tampa Bay territory, and Michigan solidly in control. And we're really thrilled about it. Michigan has been penalized 4 times for 28 yards, Tampa Bay 9 times for 57 yards. Spurrier talking to Jimmy Jordan is, well, one of his beleaguered quarterbacks. The ball at the 37-yard line. First down, Michigan, 10:04 to go, third quarter. They lead by 26. John Williams, a hole there, gets from the 37 down to about the 32-yard line. A pickup of 6. Terry Miller checks in. Well, I wouldn't have thought it. I really thought this was going to be a close game, as it was last week between Michigan and Birmingham, and the Tampa Bay would be very competitive with Michigan trying to hang in there. Instead, Michigan, since that first kickoff attempt after the Gedeke interception, and then Kelly took him downfield, I thought it was going to be a blowout. Maybe Tampa Bay has gone the other way.
I'll get back to something right after this play, Jim.
Second down 5. And there's Terry Miller, and boy, this one man missed a tackle. That was Alonzo Johnson who missed the tackle, but then when Carter came on to put him down.
What I was going to talk about is Tampa Bay, which is surprising. The #1 offensive team, Jim, they are the ones that are making the mistakes. Now, Michigan has scored 26 points. Punt return, a safety. That's 9 of it. Field goal, but, you know, the defense has been out there an awful long time. No excuses for them, but the offense, they have not moved the ball at all to keep them off the field.
Number 33. Third down and 7. Hey there, and Holloway the catch. Holloway dragged down inside the 15, first down. Leon Williams, number 22, finally put him out of bounds.
Jim, you know, people talk about continuous effort, or second effort. I don't like that. I like the continuous effort. Watch Holloway. He never stops moving his feet. He gets hit, and watch him break back to the outside again, and he almost outruns the corner man. Number, who's at 33, Jeff George? Is he out there also? Excuse me, no, number 22, Leon Williams. He almost outruns the corner man. Had he got by him, he would have scored. But he just kept his feet, kept his composure, and broke it back to the outside.
Time has been called on the sidelines with 8:33 to go in this third quarter. That's first and 10. And as a man down, that's why time has been called. And it is a Michigan Panther. And we can't see who else. It's Anthony Carter, I do believe. There's what the crowd is yelling about. The 57-yard punt return, and they're going to be yelling again here soon if Michigan is successful with a first down at the 12 and already leading 26-0. That is Eccles in motion, and this is Williams. Williams fighting down to about the 6-yard line. Now, as Michigan is driving for yet another score, let me put some statistics on you. Gary Anderson tonight has gained 132 yards total rushing and passing. But because of all of the sacks, and there have been 5 thus far, the number one offense in the USFL Tampa Bay has a total of 101 yards. That's all the backs, all the receivers. Anderson with 132, but there have been so many sacks, a total of 101 yards. Second down, 4 to go. 7:54 to go, third quarter. Eccles the man in motion. And there goes Lacy, shut down after he gets inside the 5-yard line. Shut down hard. Walter Carter is there. And also getting up is a good nose tackle, Fred Norgan. Relaford also in the tackle.
Jim, 26 points up. Here's Anthony Carter. He's walking very well. It was his ankle, but you got 26 points, and you can pick up a first down getting inside the 2 at the 1.5-yard line. They are at the 3.5-yard line. This could be 2 downs, go third and fourth down, run the football, because they've had Tampa Bay in bad field position all evening.
And off, and there's that man, and that is Williams, and he's got touchdown number 10 on the year. And a flag is down. And it is against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is offside. They refuse it, so Williams scores from 1 yard out.
Williams, they're just burying him in the offensive line, and Drake Fairchild, number 73, gets outside, and Williams just breaks it back to the inside. Number 53, Paul Piroski, can't make the tackle. All right, you see it, Fairchild, 73, come out to the outside. Excuse me, not Fairchild. That is Fairchild. Number 73 comes out, and then Williams breaks it back to the inside. You see the flag there, but that was offside against Tampa Bay, so it didn't make any difference. Williams into the end zone.
10 touchdowns rushing the ball. There's Boyovich. And you know, with the score at the moment, 32-0, Michigan is feeling really good because Anthony Carter, a bruised left foot, he says, I'm just fine.
Running a punt return back for a touchdown, the first one in the USFL, brings that leg around in a hurry.
Michigan has been nearly letter perfect tonight. What an impressive display, and Boyovich makes it 33-0 with 7:02 to go. And this is a team that's been beaten by Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay, we're already checking. What about Tampa Bay? They're assessing a penalty after the touchdown and extra point for 15 yards against Tampa Bay. So Boyovich will kick off from the 50, Bailey in the end zone. Tampa Bay lost to Chicago 42-3 early in the year. They have won their last 3 games in a row. They've never been beaten on the road in 5 tries. And that's apparently going to end. And they get Birmingham, and then Chicago's coming up. And there's a little spread, and the ball is loose. And may have been picked up by Michigan. Look at Boyovich. happened, and I wonder what Steve is thinking with 33-0, and they call for not an onside kick, but a swivel. They kicked it and got it.
Goes Albright down. James Ramey, number 78, is the man that's going to catch the ball. He just doesn't get a handle on it. But watch what Albright does. He just nails him. He knows he can't get the ball, so he nails the man with the ball and lets his teammates pick it up for the fumble, and now they have the ball. Now watch Albright. He's on the right of your screen, 2 down from the kicker. There's Ramey. He's got the ball. He doesn't have control of it, but Albright just drills him with his helmet. The ball pops out. Michigan ball.
That's the 39-yard line. First and 10, and straight ahead, looking for some extra running room, and down he goes. Is Cleo Miller. Carrying for one of the few times tonight. Alonzo Johnson makes the stop of Cleo. We still have better than 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And this is a long night for the Spurs.
It certainly is. That's our first. We've seen our first and in the USFL punt return for touchdown Anthony Carter, who is also in the ball game. And since we've been doing it, there have been others, but this is our first onside kick, and it worked.
Carter back in the ball game, out to the right, Holloway to the left. That Michigan is pouring it on. Remember, this is a division game. If they get down to a wild card situation, it could come down to points. There's Cleo Miller, and he is run out of bounds by number 27, Glenn Edwards. One veteran hitting another veteran.
Terry Miller got an outstanding block on the outside. He just blocked so well, and that helped Cleo Miller get to the outside. So you have Terry Miller blocking for Cleo Miller. Terry Miller's going to come out, and I think Tony Hayes, the man, is going to knock down 43. You don't see him in the picture. He gets the block that gets Cleo down the outside for the first down.
They've spotted the ball at the 28-yard line. Tampa Bay can't get over 10 minutes and 9-3.
And again, Jim, their offense really not doing the job.
Has not done a thing. Has not done a thing. Carter to the right, Holloway to the left. And there's Terry Miller. And you're liable to see a lot more of that. The defense hired there in pursuit. Easily he got outside with no outstanding blocks to get him out. He simply ran out and around them.
He certainly did. And the defensive linebackers, Dedeker on that side, I think it was Dedeker, but they just, everybody gets trapped to the inside. Just take a look. Everybody gets held to the inside. Nobody can get outside. And then you see Terry Miller go down. He also got blocked Anthony Carter downfield.
Throws the sticks again. That's another first down at the 17-yard line. Remember, coming up, Arizona, Chicago. Once this game is over, and Tampa Bay will applaud that call. Chicago, by beating Arizona, would climb into a Central Division tie. Miller flagged down. Miller's got lots of room inside the 5 for another first down, but a flag came down at the 17-yard line as he came around the left side.
I think that this may be called on Cleo Miller, number 33.
Holding his charge against Michigan.
Here comes number 63, Tom Dornbrook. Watch him pull to the outside. He gets an excellent block on the corner, just pulls to the outside. That was Doug Bedoyan that gets knocked down.
Carter.
Block Anthony Carter puts on downfield. They're hitting people all over the place.
Holding number 88 on the offense.
That's Don Echols' call for holding and moves the ball back to the 27. 5:52 to go, third quarter, 33-0, Michigan.
He brought up an interesting point. There's Echols in the right of your screen. He is holding. There's no question about it. I thought it might have been Cleo Miller. 33 was down on with a low block. But they are running so wide, the linebackers are not getting to the outside.
They've been out there a long time. Cleo Miller's got the football, and now he finds some running room. And Miller gets inside the 10-yard line. Doug Bedoyan holding on for dear life.
I believe it was Ron Rutherford, number 57, the linebacker. He was in the backfield and almost took the handoff. There's 57, Rutherford. Watch this here. He runs right by Cleo Miller going after the quarterback. Dornbrook gets a great block of Jarofsky, number 53, downfield. And Cleo Miller shows new life, and he just blows it up the middle.
Second down and a yard to go. The ball inside the 9-yard line. What a holiday weekend for the Panthers and their fans. And Terry Miller gets the first down inside the 5. Soldier Field, Chicago, someone is listening or watching, and someone is going to tell George Allen and his group, hey, beat Arizona tonight, and you're in a flat-out tie for the Central Division lead.
And you know George is going to inspire his ball players. Just take a look at here now. This is Terry Miller from ground level, and what's happening is the defensive line, they're just catching the offensive line, and they're not doing anything. When you see the defensive backs coming up to make the tackle, you know the defensive line is just getting blown out.
Hand it off, and this time Miller does not get much back to the 5-yard line. Ron Simmons makes his first appearance, at least gets his first call from me tonight. Number 50, the nose tackle out of Florida State. It was played back and forth between defense and offense with the Bandits, and is now back on defense.
Here is a great situation now for Hebert. Remember, he can bootleg the ball. He has done that before. We saw it last week against Birmingham. Run the back one way, just keep the ball and go back the other way. The way they're playing way inside on defense, be an excellent play to call now.
Eckler's coming this way. They give it to Terry Miller. Miller's coming to the end zone, and Miller is in the end zone. Second touchdown.
Jim, again, let me talk about Cleo Miller, number 33. Cleo Miller shaking Terry Miller's hand. He gets an outstanding block on Doug Bedoin, number 28. Takes him down, and Terry Miller goes for the touchdown. Here they come. Now 33 is out front. That's Cleo Miller. Watch the block he gets on Bedoin. Right there, knocked him off his feet. Dornbrook 63 just screens off the linebackers, and here comes Terry Miller. Touchdown.
Boyovich didn't have the extra point, and he is perfect also. 3:36 to go. Terry Miller, recently signed, activated for this. He scored his second touchdown.
All right, Dornbrook is out there. Cobb, number 89, is out there. The 56 is Keith Clark on the defense. He gets screened. Also, 57, Ron Rutherford gets screened by Dornbrook. And Dornbrook is the guy that gives the signal for the touchdown. Here they come again. Look at the block of Cleo Miller, 33, on Bedoin. Goodbye. Goodbye. And now they're out front. Terry sees that goal line. Miller 43 in for the touchdown.
3:36 to go, third quarter. It is 40-0 Michigan. Down 40-0. Steve Spurrier, the coach, talking to his quarterback at the moment, Jimmy Jordan. He came on after Mike Kelly was ineffective. Nobody's been able to do anything. Here's Bailey taking the ball at the goal line again, 1 foot in the end zone. And comes out across the 20. Still on his feet about near the 30-yard line. Fine return by Alvin Bailey. And it's first and 10 Tampa Bay in the last 3.5 minutes of the third quarter. And there's Terry Miller. He has found a home in just one game. This is good, he said.
Yeah, isn't this nice to win?
Oh, my. They cut Tony Ellis off the squad to make room for Terry Miller. And Miller's had an outstanding night. So has all of the Michigan Panthers. Now there's a completed pass to Bud. Steps out of bounds at the 37-yard line with a little help from Kyle Gordon and Clarence Chapman and the rest of them. Remember, coming up, Arizona and Chicago live. And stick with us. If Arizona beats Chicago for the second time, that would be something also. But Chicago's favored to win, favored by nearly 10 points. And George Allen and company will know what has happened at the Silverdome tonight. And if they win, they would be tied in the Central Division.
The most prolific runner and pass receiver on Tampa Bay, Gary Anderson, is not in the game. They're going with Platt and Boone in the backfield.
Save your man. There's not much he can do now. And there's Platt carrying the ball across the 40 and has the first down at the 41. Andy Canavino makes the stop.
Jim, what you're thinking about defensively now, you've got a 40-point lead with under 3 minutes to go in the third period. What you're thinking about, there's that last drive, 7 plays, 38 yards, 321. Terry Miller on a touchdown. What you're thinking about now, what you want is a shutout. More than anything else, you're looking shutout.
Now the defense really wants it. They've had an outstanding night. And here's a throw to Bugs again, and Bugs is going to step out of bounds again at the 49-yard line. A pickup of 8. Kyle Borden was there with him. Bugs has caught the ball just twice tonight. He came in one behind Tremaine Johnson, who is playing tonight in the second game.
They just gave the attendance, I think, to the Trotter. They say thank you.
Well, a little bit more like this, and they won't have to worry about attendance.
Remember, we have not seen Jimmy Jordan throw the ball deep yet. Whether he can or not, we don't know.
Second down, 2 to go. Somebody, did they move or not? Because a lot of people are going, and John Corker says, I know exactly who moved.
He's pointing to Gilbert, the tight end. But remember something, the tight end can move. As long as he doesn't move forward. He can move sideways.
That's charged against Corker and Company. Banaszak says, how can that be? But John is at the other end of the line of scrimmage from that which encroached. Well, it's 5 yards, and that's going to move the sticks for a first down. Receiving leaders, we were talking earlier about the fact that you're seeing the top two, and Bugs has caught 2. And Walters, after yesterday, had 61. Tremaine Johnson started the weekend the leader, and he's yet to play. There's Billy Jordan, out of bounds. Oliver Davis takes the receiver, and that is number 86, the tight end, Lewis Gilbert, who makes his first catch of the night.
The first time he called Oliver Davis's name, and Clarence Chapman on one play knocked the ball away from Bugs, but the corners just had an easy night. First down-wise, Michigan 20, Tampa Bay 11.
That's a surprise. They've got 11. Because to watch the ball game, and they may have had 3 or 4 of those on that first drive before Kelly fumbled the ball.
Exactly.
Second down and 4 to go. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. And here comes Boone. And Boone gets down to the 37-yard line before a group meets him there, led by John Corker. You know, we have to pick the Menon MVP with $1,000 going to the college or university of that most valuable player's choice. And I'm looking around, and you can say, well, the Michigan defense. You can say Anthony Carter, punt return, but what about Hebert again? What about Miller making his first appearance? Lacey hasn't had that much of a chance. Or maybe we can look at some of the offensive linemen. It's going to be a difficult decision to make, Paul, I think, for the two of us.
Well, we know one thing that's going to narrow it down, that it's nobody on Tampa Bay's team.
Yeah, we have given the last 3 weeks, as I recall, the Menon MVP award to quarterbacks each time, and the last time we did not was to Buddy Adelette, a offensive guard and tackle for Birmingham. So you hate to say, here's your leader, give it to the quarterback. Although Hebert's done an outstanding job, but so has everybody else. We'll have to make a choice.
Boone, who's not a bad back in his own right, carried the ball 5 times, gave him for 3 yards.
He had the first 100-yard game in the USFL, and it was against Michigan. There's a deep throw by Jordan. That answers your question, and there's the man to make the catch, Trevelyan. And Trevelyan now has his 12th touchdown catch of the year, and that leads the USFL. Answer number 1, Jordan can throw deep. Answer number 2, the Herc Trevelyan is there, and he's got his 12th touchdown, and there goes the shutout.
All right, Oliver Davis is going to be covering Trevelyan, and he gets tied up at Trevelyan's feet and falls down. Watch it right here. He's going to make the turn back and just get stripped on the artificial turf. Eric Trevelyan, great turn back to the ball, keeping his eye on the ball at all times, touchdown. There goes the shutout.
And that quiets this crowd here in the Silverdome, even though if the kick is good, it would be 40-7. And decision into 5 with the left of the hole. And the kick is good. So with 2:05 to go in the third quarter, Tampa Bay's Bandits are on the board on the long touchdown pass to Eric Trevelyan. And it is 40-7. And Corker comes off the field, mad as can be that they score.
Because I was telling you, they want the shutout. That's the thing that they were looking at. Because remember this division, it comes down to points. And they don't want to give up any.
2:05 left. First of 2 games. We conclude this Memorial Day long weekend of holidays in remembrance with another game to follow. Remember, Arizona-Chicago. And then looking ahead, no matter what Chicago does tonight, Paul, I get a little excited about the fact that we get Chicago next Monday night against that Boston ball club that upset Philadelphia yesterday. But between now and then, on Thursday night, live, we've got a couple of big bouts coming up on Top Rank Boxing starting at 8:30 Eastern Time. Eddie Bogner and Todd Longmore in one of them, but that's a 10-round lightweight bout.
Here's a great time again to see our second onside kick of the year for us. They have really nothing to lose. They're down 40-7. They need 5 touchdowns to win the football game. And Michigan, they are playing people up. They're waiting for the onside kick, but you've got to go for it anyway because, number one, the defense has really not been able to stop Michigan. So if you get a chance, you got to take a shot at getting the ball back.
They've got 5 men up at the 45, 3 more between the 50 and their own 45, a 2 over the keeper. Here it comes, and they're guessing the right way to go, and it is picked up and down quickly goes Michigan. And that looks like number 59, Robert Pennywell, coming up with the good hands on the play, and Michigan's got the ball in Tampa Bay territory at the 45.
Jim, you know, I played that position years ago, and I mean years ago, but it's scary. When you see that ball coming at you, you know that you're the only one that can really handle the football, and you've got your job is don't think about running with the ball. Get the ball and get down because you know you're going to get drilled when you catch the ball, and we know that happened in Tampa Bay to Ramey. He got drilled and fumbled the football. Pennywell just took it and fell down.
Look here, we've got Jerome Stelly in the game. He returned kicks last week. Now he's in as a wide receiver. Number 38 on the far side, just signed before last week's game. And out carrying the ball is Terry Miller, and Miller bounces away from one tackler, gets inside the 40-yard line, and picks up a total of 7 down to the 38-yard line. And that is, we've said it before, but increasingly so. That's a very tired Bandit defense down there now.
They're extremely tired. You got Goedeker and also number 54, Tony Hayes, arm tackling. And when you start arm tackling, these guys, they're big enough, the backs are big enough, they're going to break the tackles, and you're going to see somebody go for a long game.
37 yards, that touchdown pass from Jordan to Trevelyan. Second down, 3 to go. And here's Miller again. And a flag down at the 37. Don Williams coming in. Well, what about, and let's see what this is first of all, clip called against Michigan. What about if you're up 40-7? Or if you're down 40-7 and you've got better than a quarter to go? It's much easier to play when you're up 40-7, I know, but is there a loss of concentration, intensity on both sides of the line of scrimmage or just on one?
I don't want to see it happen, but here's where people start getting hurt. You're starting to change people around. They're looking, all they want to do is get out of this ball game. They've got 1:12 in the third quarter, 15 more minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Jim. You just can't stop doing the things that got you the 40. I say this on every game that I do, but you still have to maintain your football team, keep your offensive intensity in there because you have them down 40. You're not trying to blow them out, but you're not trying to slack off either because every time you do that, you eventually get somebody hurt.
Second down and 18 after the clip. Bears 12 of 21 for 157 yards tonight. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It's the ball and is overthrown. Theo Miller coming out of the backfield. Goedeker puts a little hand on him to make sure he didn't have it. And it's third down. 1:06 left, third quarter. It all started back in the first quarter when there was a 27-yard touchdown pass, a thing of beauty to Cobb after Hebert had missed some earlier easy catches, and there have been turnarounds and turnovers. Goedeker intercepted an Hebert pass. Kelly had fumbled trying to pass the ball. But then later Miller ran in 10 yards after Gary Anderson fumbled a punt, and that made it 14-0. Then there was a safety with Boone in the end zone, 16-0, and it was all downhill from there on for the Bandits at Tampa Bay.
All right, 3 wide receivers in the game.
Holloway in motion. Hebert, short drop, looks as his man, McLean on the far side, and McLean's across the 45 to the 43-yard line where Jeff George runs it out of bounds. That is fourth down and long. About 8 to go. McLean makes his first catch of the night, his 17th of the year.
Well, if Michigan made a mistake tonight, that was it.
Well,
he threw the ball to McLean on the outside. He gets out of bounds and stops the clock. And if that's the only mistake I think I've seen him make.
Partridge to kick the ball away to Alvin Bailey, number 25, who's standing at the 10. many say, and the statistics prove it, is the toughest division in the USFL, and it's going to tighten up considerably after this weekend of play. Flag is down. Partridge kicks the ball away. Bailey crosses third, catches and gets out of the way as the ball goes into the end zone. But let's see what the flag was on.
Offside Tampa Bay.
If it is, it would make it still fourth down. But 4 to go.
Offside.
But now that moves the ball, Jim, inside the 40-yard line, and as well as they're running the football, you don't want to, you still don't want to gamble.
Jim Stanley, talking to his assistants along the sidelines, has not yet made a decision what to do, but Partridge is coming off the field for the moment at least. But apparently he's going to remain in the game. As Bill Parker, there is Partridge talking to one of the assistant coaches, and there's Jim Stanley with a headset on coming in to talk to him. Moves the ball to the 38-yard line.
Offside. Number 57 in the defense. Fourth down.
That's Relaford.
You know what he might have been saying to Partridge? Just tell him that, all right, they jumped offside one time. Why not have him do it again? Just take the clock back down, because the 5-yard penalty again is not going to hurt him.
Partridge now standing on his 47-yard line. 14 seconds left on the clock to get the play off.
Personal John Corker. He is the center on the punt team.
7 seconds waiting. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, no jump. Takes the ball away again, heading for, well, what's he going to do? He's going to reverse and go out of bounds. Everything's going right at the 10-yard line. 44 seconds to go, third quarter. It is 40-7, Michigan leading. This time at the 10-yard line.
And every time they've been down in terrible position, Jim, they have not been able to advance at all.
Jordan is 7 of 8, 85 yards, 137-yard touchdown pass. Throws this one on a look in there to Buzz. Buzz has caught yet another one short of the night. And he's got a first down across the 20, but there's a flag down on the backfield, and the Bandits are moving backwards, not forwards. And the preliminary signal, I believe, is holding.
Jim, you get something, it's 40-0, and you get a score. You think you've got something going, then you get a punt out of bounds on a 10. Let's hear it.
Number 67. First down.
Bob Van Dyne in the center, and then all of a sudden you get a pass play for a first, which looks like a first down to Buzz, and you get a holding penalty. Now you're 1st and 15, and you're in dangerous territory. You're down by the 5-yard line.
This is a game you'd just like to forget and go out and start all over again next week. Gordon out of the end zone has Platt, and that is Chapman who makes the stop with a little help from Osborne. Gets across the 15 to the 17-yard line, and time may run out here in the third quarter before they get another play away. There's been a 37-yard pass to Pavilion for his 12th touchdown catch of the year, which leads the lead at this moment to Tremaine Johnson to play in the Chicago game to follow this one. But other than that, just say this ball game has belonged to Michigan through now 3 quarters of play, as the third quarter is over. And at the end of 3 quarters, Michigan 40 and the Bandits 7 with 15 minutes yet to play in the Silverdome. USFL football Monday nights live on ESPN tonight, a blowout. I'm Jim Simpson with Paul McGuire. We begin the fourth quarter. The ball at the 17-yard line. 2nd down and 3 for Tampa Bay. Jordan blitzes on. Number 6. That's the 52nd sack for Michigan this year. They started 1 behind Tampa Bay, and they've had 6 tonight.
Andy Canavino, number 62. They didn't slide out. The guards didn't slide out. Just take a look at this shot. How Jordan holds on to the ball, I don't know. But he gets drilled.
Ball at the 10-yard line.
Here's some of the defense, and they're just pushed. They're just sprawled out on the fence saying, don't put us in right now.
Clark can't hold on to it for the first down. Ball slightly behind him, and that defense that you just saw was pushed is going to have to come out again. By the way, the Michigan defense had 3 of their second linemen in there, Banaszak, Albright, and Dokes on that last series. on those 6 sacks, 48 yards. Remember, Arizona and Chicago, live from Soldier Field in Chicago with Tom Kelly and Don Heinrich standing by to bring you that live presentation. George Allen Company would love to block it. They blocked it. And it's going to dribble out of bounds. And it's first and goal to go. Looks like Will Coakley, number 58. That's Moriarty, but it looks like Coakley in the command, number 58. Watch.
Coakley comes right inside. The upback went for the wrong person. You have to protect the inside of the kicker. Coakley is right there, gets the block on Andrusich's kick, and the ball rolls dead about the 8-yard line.
Well, that's one thing. Perfect shot there on television, fellas. You don't go for the man's foot. You go for where the ball would be coming off the foot, and Coakley did just that out in front of him and made the perfect block.
Exactly, Jim, in the up back. The man who was playing in the up position went for the wrong man. He went for Moriarty to the outside. It's tough for him to get there. You've got to take the guy that's got the shortest distance to the punt.
On the 8-yard line, first and goal to go. Whit Taylor is now the quarterback. Hebert is out of there, and he lost the football. Taylor did, and falls on it at the 9-yard line. What else can happen to the Bandits? A punt returned for the first USFL ever punt return touchdown. A safety in the end zone. A blocked punt. Onside kick. What else?
Here it comes. Now, Jim, see the up back. The up back goes to the outside. Coakley comes up free, straight up the middle, and you're right. He goes 3 yards in front of the kicker where the kicker's going to kick the ball. The up back made the mistake.
From the 10-yard line. Second down and goal to go. That is Eccles in motion. Taylor to Terry Miller, and Miller gets down to about the original line of scrimmage, the 8-yard line. Total offense, Michigan 327. Tampa Bay starting the game number 1 in the USFL, 180 yards total thus far.
So you add on that 46 in sacks, they would have had 226. Sacks are costly.
Stelly comes in, McLean comes in. They're the wide receivers on this third down play from inside the 8-yard line. 2 wide receivers are right. Don't you know Jerome Stelly, who hasn't caught a ball yet in the USFL for Michigan, would love to have this one?
So it Eccles, the tight end.
There's Taylor evading the sack, but only for one man before Alonzo Johnson makes the sack. And that's number 1 for the night for Tampa Bay's defense. And now Boyovich will come on.
All right. Tampa Bay defense. Alonzo Johnson, number 58. Gettiker, you see him, 45. He's not involved in the play. The first hit was made before Alonzo Johnson got there. And that was Fred, I think it was Nordgren, number 68, that was there.
35-yard field goal attempt by Boyovich. 35 yards out. Boyovich has it. And the Panther beat goes on. They have 3 more. 12:31 to go. Boyovich smiling. His team leads 43-7. Chicago got 242 points against Tampa Bay. Michigan has gone ahead of that with 43 tonight and maybe more to come. Hey, that ball's live. Watch it there in the end zone. And, of course, Chicago is going to play Arizona live here on ESPN once this is over in an attempt to make it in the Central Division, the tough division of the USFL. Everybody 9-4. Michigan 8-5, 1 game back. Birmingham 7-6, 2 games back. And this is also, you've seen Anthony Carter with the first punt return for touchdown ever in this league. 43 points, the most ever scored by one team in this league. Breaking the old record of 42, also scored against Tampa Bay. Remember the U.S. Open coming up live on ESPN, rounds 1 and 2, with ABC to do rounds 3 and 4.
Tampa Bay goes bad, they go bad in bunches.
They walk out of here no worse than that now. What do they do, move the ball?
No, the offensive lineman, Doug Mackey, number 60, he moves. You know what you do after this game? Tampa
Me
Bay
or them?
Them. Tampa Bay. You take that film and burn it.
That's right. This is one to forget and just go on.
Jim, it's not going to teach you anything. They all know they played bad. You don't have to tell them that they played bad. They know it. You just forget this film and go on and worry about your next game.
Jimmy Jordan, the quarterback, on first down 15. Corker's moved outside now, and they give the ball to Boone, and that is Kyle Borden with him and Canadino. By the way, as we take a look at Jimmy Jordan there, remember that Mike Kelly was coming off 2 good games in a row. Better than 53% of his passes, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception, and he came across here today fumbling on their first long drive, and things went downhill from there. And Tampa Bay is about to lose its first ever game on the road. They were 5-0, and they had won 3 games in a row altogether, and that streak obviously is going to go a glimmer. Morton. And there's Buzz. Yet another catch, first down. Right between number 21, Oliver Davis, and number 52, Kyle Borden. They moved the sticks out to the 35-yard line. And Jordan trying to keep his men in the ball game, meaning mentally in the ball game, keeping them fired up even though the score's so lopsided.
He really does, especially those offensive linemen. You don't want them to lose their concentration because he's the guy that's going to take all the flack. That time when he threw the ball, John Corker was right there in his face. Half a second earlier, he'd have had him.
Gillespie to the right, Bugs to the left. And there goes Platt. Remember, they're not using Gary Anderson, their recently signed star out of Arkansas. With the score as it is, clock continues to run, 10:45 left in the game.
Well, he got hurt in the first half, but he did come back. And, I think with Tampa Bay, they're not quitting. And don't get me wrong when I say this. What they want to do is just get out of here without any injuries. Let's get home and work on the next game. This game is just all but forgotten.
Next game is Birmingham, which beat this Michigan team here last week.
Twice.
Out of bounds, first down. Across the way. After a catch by Gillespie. And they'll mark the ball at the 48-yard line. Stop the clock. There is Anderson on the far sideline. And apparently in okay shape.
Kelly alongside of him.
And the man who is upset, he's first.
He's inside Chesapeake.
Boy. Jordan still got the football. Jordan up to across the middle and has Platt out of the backfield, and Platt may have the first down inside the 45-yard line. Tackled there by Robert Pennywell. No, I've seen all kinds of football games, and you've seen them played in all kinds of football games, Paul McGuire, but I've seldom seen so many different things happen. The block kick, the punt return, the safety, aside from usual touchdown drives, the drop punt.
Everything that Tampa Bay tried this evening just did not work, and you've got to credit the coaching staff and the Michigan Panthers. The defense has just been superb. Even though Tampa Bay moved the ball for a score and they're moving again, look at this play. Look at that.
Sam Platt is simply buried by David Tipton, number 65.
You get things moving, and all of a sudden they shut you down. Would have been a different ball game? Sorry, here's a draw play to Platt. Tipton, number 65. There's a deal going on the inside. Pennywell went inside. Platt comes to the Tipton comes to the outside. He tackles Platt. But would have been a different game. Tampa Bay took the opening kickoff and drove. Not the opening kickoff, but the first series that way. I'll come back to it.
Oh, there's Buggs being hit by Chapman and drops the ball.
They go down and Kelly fumbles the football. They were on the move. They moved it right down the field.
John Corker has not had one of those 6 sacks tonight, but watch what he does here, number 57.
He's just sneaking up in the line of scrimmage, and he's there. He is right on Jordan. Jordan just rolls out to his right to avoid Corker. Corker wants the sack. He's looking in his eyes saying,
he's only got 21 and a half on the year to lead the league. Number 45. Here's something about those sacks after this play. Third down and long, 13 to go from the 45. Jordan looking, and there's the interception made by Osborne. Osborne has his third interception of the year. interception tonight that I can recall against the offense.
It's the first interception, Greg.
Goedeker had one for Tampa Bay, but this is against them. So now they've really completed the grand slam.
Well, you take a look at the play, though. Osborne is there, number 23, and Jordan just threw the ball into a crowd. He did not read it. Osborne didn't really move. He was sitting right there in the middle of the field.
Williams and Cleo Miller in the backfield. John Williams has scored his 10th touchdown of the year, playing very little. And now look at Cleo Miller getting across the 50-yard line to the 49. A gain of 8, and it is second down and 2, and the clock continues to run. 43-7 the score. And Tampa Bay is losing, and Michigan still has the football.
We talked about Tampa Bay's offensive line losing concentration. How many offside penalties do they have, or motion penalties you call for the offensive line? But you can believe that Michigan's offensive line, they're still intact, and they're still doing the job.
And Miller gets his first down to the 45-yard line. Remember, it is Arizona at Chicago immediately after this game, live here on ESPN. Well, I think Paul and I have been spoiled in the Silver Dome. The Panthers and their fans loved this, but 2 weeks ago, Michigan was down 17-3 to New Jersey, and Herschel Walker, and came back to win that ball game. Last week, they had that controversial call in the last minute, went in overtime. Michigan lost the ball game. No such suspense here tonight, but this is probably Michigan's most satisfying game because they are playing extremely well.
They put it all together tonight against the number 1 team in their division.
John Williams gets down to the 41-yard line. Second down. Just about an outstanding evening, and we'll just say it one more time. I hope only one more time. The Panthers have had everything possible go wrong. Has tonight.
So I just watching Jerome Staley now. He's in the ball game. He's getting his chance at wide receiver. Everybody's out, number 38. He went downfield on an up the middle running play and knocked Jeff George on his back. Just cut him. So they're still out there flying.
There's Staley, the man that Paul's talking about. Wide left. Lane to the right. And couldn't be too much time. They got 8 seconds on the clock. And more movement apparently in the offensive line.
This might be a record for false starts this evening. There may be another record we had. How many we had today? 8?
That I don't keep track of. Takes the ball back to the 47-yard line. Less than 7 minutes to go. And for Steve Spurrier, there's Kelly, who has now reversed his role with Jimmy Jordan. Jordan started out with a headset on, and Kelly playing. Now Jordan is the man standing by with Kelly with a headset. Second down and long. 12 to go from the 47. With Taylor, throws it out here over the head of Cleo Miller, and it's third down. Which brings to mind a terrible night, and maybe John Reeves would have the same kind of night. But we'll point out again that Reeves told you, Paul, that he's fine, but because of the injured reserve that he was put on, he can't come off that injured reserve for many more weeks yet.
Well, he's fine. He says he's fine. You know, he wants to get back in there. When you break your wrist, you really don't know until you get in there and test it. But he will be back the last 2 games of the season and for the playoffs, if they make it now.
Still a lot of games to go. ESPN is here through the end of the regular season, which ends on July 2nd, the regular season. Taylor fires the ball, looking for McLean behind him and low at the 29-yard line. And it's fourth down.
Defense didn't like those 2 last calls. I'm talking about Michigan's defense. The clock did not run hardly.
And they got to come back out on the field. That's got to be a happy bench. So Alvin Bailey goes back for yet another punt. Rick Partridge comes out. He'll stand inside his own 40-yard line to take it away. And the fair crowd, a good crowd for Michigan, nearly 24,000. They missed it by 24 people. Many of them have decided that this ball game belongs to their Panthers, and they're on their way home. Maybe in time to see Arizona Chicago on ESPN. Now they're letting as much time go up that clock as they can before punting the ball away. High punt, Bailey. Washington hit, and now it's going to bounce toward the end zone and go into the end zone. Michigan can't stop it. Comes out to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay. Back to the Silverdome where everything is coming up Panthers. You're right. Nathaniel Kuntz has come in. He's only thrown the ball 4 times, completed none. And here is something unusual that we will describe to you in a moment. What is unusual about new quarterback, we'll tell you in a minute. It all began last week. On the 20-yard line, Kuntz back for his 5th throw, didn't get it away, instead it's sack number 7. Inside the 5-yard line. 3 quarterbacks they've tried. That's Mike Edwards has got him. Now here's what's unusual. They've had 2 quarterbacks, plus a man that could only go in, a 3rd quarterback, if both other quarterbacks went down. But last week, they allowed them to add players to the squad leading up to these final weeks of the season, leading up to the playoffs. And so now you got 3 quarterbacks. They tried Kelly, they tried Jordan, and now they've got Kuntz, even though Kelly's okay and Jordan's okay.
That gives them, you said 44-man roster.
Anthony Carter, he set up the record tonight. Anthony almost looks like he wants to get back in, but no way will he get back in. Fox carrying the football and gets across the 15 to the 17 as the clock clicks below the 6-minute mark. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Canavino makes the stop. And John Arnott comes on, Alan Hughes comes on, Will Coakley comes on 3rd down and 13 to go. Bugs to the left, Gillespie is to the right. The score is 43-7 Michigan. Kuntz. And no. That was Gillespie he was going for, and that is Greenwood who got a hand on it.
Greenwood, there you see him, number 31, David Greenwood. He got out and just tipped that ball. Gillespie was there. That pass was on target. Green still hustling. The defense is still moving.
The question is not whether or not Michigan is going to win this ball game, but will this be a flat-out tie between Tampa Bay and Chicago once the night is over? Chicago is hosting Arizona, and Kelly and Don Heinrich of ESPN are there to decide that question for you by the end of the evening, so stay with us. As Emerson kicks the ball away to Lamel Fee, and Fee is in the crowd. It gets out of the crowd, and now goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And it's 1st and 10, and Whit Taylor and company come back on the field. And we'll come back to the Silverdome where it is 43-7 Michigan. Robbie Hebert, Jim Stanley, Greg Knight. Remember that everything that happens this weekend and looking into next is on every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Tom Mees is around to host Inside the USFL. Tampa Bay has punted the ball 7 times tonight for a 29-yard average. Michigan has 4 points for 37.5, 4 punts for 37.5-yard average. From the 40-yard line, Taylor, 1st and 10, Michigan, and hands the ball to Keel Miller. Miller runs over a man, and the flag goes down, and I do believe that it is going to be a face mask call against Tampa Bay. And that's what it is. Miller, you notice, didn't try to run the ball out of bounds. He wanted to keep the ball in bounds and was a recipient of a grasp of the face mask, and that's going to give him an automatic first down the inside the 35-yard line.
Number 54, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Michigan defense is saying, just run the clock out. Here it is, the face mask, and that's on number 54, Tony Hayes.
They have not moved the sticks, even though it's first down. On both sides of the field, the sticks are still as though it is second down, but it is first down at the 33-yard line.
They should move the sticks.
Oh, yeah.
It helps.
Here's Taylor to John Williams. Williams, flag goes down again. On the far sideline, Leon Williams made the tackle of John Williams.
And I think they're going to call holding on number 82, Frank McLean.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see if they don't move those sticks. They're going to get all confused here because the man who's got the first down marker is at the line of scrimmage before this play and before this penalty, whereas the sticks are in the wrong spots. They've not been moved.
I are you going to move?
Now see the sticks. The line of scrimmage should be the 33-yard line. Now they don't know what to do. Because the sticks should be at the 33-yard line, and they've got it at the 39 going down to the 29.
So they got first and 13, and it should be first and 20?
It should be
First and 20.
That's right. So they're going to benefit by the fact that the sticks were not used. Moves. Instead of having it go against them by not getting that, the penalty stepped off, and it benefits Michigan. John Williams carried the football again to the 40. Total offense thus far, discounting that short yardage play by Williams, 345 yards for Michigan, 194 yards for Tampa Bay. 4.5 minutes, so now less than 4.5 minutes to go in this 43-7 game. Tampa Bay will be 9-4 after tonight. Chicago has a chance to tie that. Michigan will be 8-5, just a game behind. There's no guarantee that Chicago is going to beat Arizona. Taylor back. Throws the ball and gets his man Sully, and a flag goes down. And they're looking at number 63, or is that 65, Jim Tyson? And Val Brown, let's see on whom they call what. Without Spurrier.
Also, Ron Simmons, number 50, was there.
Spurrier, we got to look at dejection on the sidelines, and no wonder. The thing about the season at this time of the year, there's always another game. Put this out of your mind.
And it's back on from the completion.
Probably roughing the passer after the play was over.
Roughing the passer. Number 50 on the defense.
That's Simmons.
First down.
And that takes the ball out of the 17-yard line.
Now the whole defensive line goes out. Brown, Simmons, and Punch. Bring the starters back in.
Lane goes to the left, and Stelly has made his first USFL catch, comes to the right. And here's Theo Miller. Miller dropped. Whoops, another flag goes down. That was James Ramey making the tackle, number 78, so the flag went down, and it's going to be holding this time against Michigan. Here they are, the last 4 minutes, and we've had 3 successive plays with penalties.
I don't really know who was holding here. All right, here comes Dornbrook back to the outside, and it looks like number 55, the center, Radloff, is the man that they called for holding. Ramey, number 78, gets in on the tackle, and here comes Woodley.
Number 55 on the offense. First down.
That's Radloff, as you said.
Watch the center, Radloff. He's just holding in the middle of the line. That's Fred Nordgren. He's grabbing and holding on to. The only bad part about it is it stops the clock.
107 yards in penalties against Tampa Bay, 80 against Michigan. First down, 20 to go. Taylor back to throw. Taylor throwing over everybody. The only man who really had a chance to get him was Jeff George, who's tied for the lead in receptions with Warren Hanna. In and out of his hands. 3:49 left in this ball game. And Taylor, instead of trying to wind the clock down running the football, is throwing the football.
I know the plays are being called from the bench. They're coming in, and he's getting signals. But you know that defense is sitting there saying, hey, will you run the ball, stay in bounds, and let's get out of here before we get somebody else hurt?
Second down, 20. This time, a running play to Miller. We're just now near the 20-yard line. And it'll be third and long. Jim Tyson in on the tackle. And now the clock is running, 3:35 to go.
And Whit Taylor's looking over at the bench. He's trying to get his call.
Can't advise you too much of what's going to be happening in Soldier Field, Chicago in just a few minutes. We're a few minutes away from their kickoff there. Arizona, Chicago, which you'll see here on ESPN. And Paul and I'll be back next week up in Boston, where the Breakers have just pulled off the big upset of Philadelphia against the Chicago Blitz. We're playing in just a few moments against Arizona. Third down and 14. Ball up to 22, and there goes Theo Miller. with the arms of a bunch of folks inside the 20-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down. Rutherford led the way along with Alonzo Johnson.
Jim, it looks like that they're going to go for it on 4th down, and I don't think, well, it doesn't make any difference whether they pass the ball here or not, because on a turnover of possession, if they don't make it on 4th down, the clock will stop when Tampa Bay gets the ball. So probably will see a pass here.
Then they even look this up and then let it run down. 9 seconds on the clock left to get the play off. Running it to John Williams, and Williams does not get the first down. Gets inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. And the clock will stop at 2:12, and the ball belongs to Tampa Bay. So we're 12 seconds from the 2-minute mark. A ball game that has featured everything bad for Tampa Bay and most of it good for Michigan. And a game that Paul and I did not anticipate. In driving over in our meetings this morning, we thought this was going to be one heck of a football game. It has been for the Panthers, but it has not been a competitive ball game since the first quarter. Meaning competitive in score.
Exactly, and I'd like to see Tampa Bay just take the ball and run it. That's exactly what they're doing.
And that's Platt carrying the football out across the 20-yard line. And that should take it down to the final 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go in this blowout, which has Michigan jumping back to the Central Division race with a vengeance, winning 43-7. The first punt return for a touchdown ever in the USFL. We have signaled out Anthony Carter, and here is why.
Anthony Carter, he's been returning punts all of his life, I guess. Just blows it straight up the middle. He knows the closest way to get there is going straight at it. He'll make a little move to his right and just outruns everyone. Andrew Shisha, number 9, is the last guy that has a shot at it, but really no shot. And Anthony Carter is gone.
I think you know with the score 43-7 how well Michigan has played overall, defensively and offensively, but it is our duty to signal out one man, and we have picked out Anthony Carter, setting USFL records of sorts in that he is the man first ever, to score a punt return.
He had that ball in his helmet.
Here's Kuntz, the quarterback, and he throws low to Platt, and that stops the clock after just 5 seconds. Well, let's run down some things. Tampa Bay will be 9-4-0. Their 3-game winning streak will have been broken. This will be the first time the Bandits have lost on the road. This is the most points they have given up and the most points thus far ever scored in the USFL, 43 points. And they would be 9-4, Michigan 8-5, with Chicago playing in a few moments against Arizona, a chance also to be 9-4 at the end of the night. There's Kuntz handing off. This is Platt carrying the football. That is Jokes up top. And that should take some more time off the clock. Down to the 1:45 mark. Our congratulations to Jim Stanley and his crew after that overtime loss 1 week ago tonight to Birmingham, a damaging loss in the second division. They come back and played extremely well. And funny thing, the teams with the best record of the USFL this year, Philadelphia won in the Tennessee, Atlanta conference yesterday and got bounced by the Breakers. Tampa Bay comes in trying to put more room between themselves and Michigan and Birmingham, and have been bombed by the Panthers. Two best records, both losing. There's Kuntz back. Kuntz throwing, and he has completed, I do believe, his first pass of his USFL career to Gillespie. Across the 35-yard line, that'll be a first down. They move the sticks with 1:07 left.
And I'm surprised that they're throwing the ball. You'd think they just want to get out of here and not get anybody else hurt. They've had injury problems all year long. I talked about it before, but when we went to the last break, Canavino came limping off for Michigan. They sure don't want to get anybody, they never do, but they just like to get out of here and get this thing over with.
Pavilion has played tonight, not expected to. He has caught the lone touchdown pass of 37 yards. That was thrown by Jordan, and now Pavilion has this ball sailed high over his head. It looks to me as though Matt Kuntz is calling his own plays, those pass plays, not coming in from the sideline. Now he's looking to the sideline.
Kuntz just threw that ball about 12 feet over Pavillion's head, and he pointed to himself and said, it was my fault.
Steve Sprayer. Gee, it is fun to win at home, and it is tough to have to go home after folks at home seeing this performance on television.
see Spurrier give that arm movement. Still quarterback coaching.
Yeah. Why not? There is Boone carrying the football. And Boone stays in bounds. And the clock will continue to run. Ricky Young in on a tackle. A blowout for Michigan, which had its 6-game winning streak broken last week by Birmingham. They hope to start another one, but after tonight, things don't get easier for the Panthers either. They've got to go against Philadelphia at Philadelphia next Sunday afternoon. And of course, the Stars just lost that division clinching game, possible one, yesterday to the Vikings. So they'll be ready. And Birmingham, having lost, will be ready for Tampa Bay, which certainly will be ready after tonight. Coons throws, and Pavilion makes the catch, and being driven down by Moriarty. Seconds to go in this 43-7 ball game. Ball at the 49-yard line.